right hand, left hand combination.
Yeah, the Northern Cape Heat still maintaining the two fielders, the square leg and the deep backward point as the boundary fielders.
A dot to finish the third over. It's 38 without loss.
Yeah, good start from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And they've supported their captain here, who won the toss, electing to bowl first. 3 overs have been bowled, 38 runs have been scored. Ncedisi Malika, 24 runs so far, 14 balls have been bowled to him. And then Nathan Rowe, just 9 runs from 4 deliveries. Enjoying watching Ncedisi Malika, who's in top form. And this is fantastic start here by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, looking to get a second W of the competition. Maybe they can sneak it to the final tomorrow. And this is now a good contest between these two sides here. Good game of cricket here in Centurion. And yeah, this is fantastic start by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
He's one of the senior players now. Ncedisi Malika has been around the Eastern Cape Iinyathi side for a very long time, as Hardus Viljoen marks up his run-up. Also, plenty of experience in him, having already played for South Africa and many other sides around the world. And off the pad. And just as the previous 3 overs, Ncedisi Malika starts off with the boundary.
Yeah, this is key moment for me in this game. Hardus Viljoen has been bowling well. He has picked up 5 wickets so far in this competition. If he can bowl well here, pick up a wicket or 2 inside the power play, he can bring the Northern Cape Heat back into this game. But it looks like the Eastern Cape will be scoring boundaries. Doesn't matter who's bowling.
Just to finish that point about Ncedisi Malika, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi look to him now for a lot of leadership in terms of the batting approach.
Yep.
In all 3 formats, really. He's good enough. He's a good wicket keeper as well. Ncedisi Malika. It's good that they've brought Christopher Gleaves in now to add a bit of competition for that wicket keeper batting spot. So he needs to show his senior credentials. Good work from Hardus Viljoen, just keeping it tight, change of angle coming around the angle, just tucking up Ncedisi Malika.
Yeah, that's what Hardus Viljoen will bring into your team. Bowling that heavy ball, bowling good line, good length. I don't think he bowls a lot of slower balls. That's not his strength. He will be tucking the batsman, not giving away any free runs. The likes of Nathan Rowe, Ncedisi Malika have to think differently now. They've got 1 slip in for Hardus Viljoen, trying to get that wicket inside the power play.
Cut away and straight to the man that's at third. The extra bit of pace as well will help Hardus Viljoen in hopefully inducing an error from Nathan Rowe and Ncedisi Malika. I think it's an unforgiving surface, this, and it's a place where you have to have that extra bit of pace at Supersport Park if you are going to be successful. We saw some of the medium pace bowlers, spinners struggle a little bit when the slog is on. So he's probably very important for the side, Hardus Viljoen, in having that extra bit of pace.
Outside the 30-yard circle, you've got deep square leg and deep point for Nathan Rowe.
Musfield will allow the single.
Yeah, that's actually a good shot from Nathan Rowe there. Short third man, you beat him, it's a certain boundary, but unfortunately he hit that one straight to the fielder and only scamper through for a single. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi showing some good batsmanship here. If they are not scoring boundaries, they are able to take singles. Where there is an opportunity to take two, they are taking those. And this is good batting here.
A single to Iinyathi Malika to complete the 4th over. It's 45 for that loss.
And, the run rate is really good here from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. 12.5 to the over. 45 runs without loss. Iinyathi Malika on 26 from 19 deliveries. And then Nathan Roo playing the anchor role at this stage. Iinyathi Malika is doing all the damage. Nathan Roo is on 10 from 5 deliveries. And we have seen 3 bowlers being used by the Northern Cape Heat. But all those bowlers have been fetching the ball in the boundary. And this is fantastic start from Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Winning the toss, electing to bat first, looking for that win to get to 10 points so that they can play the final tomorrow. This is fantastic start from Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
He thought he might have had an edge there, Jerome Klaba, but Alauddin Palaka unmoved. What's also going to be interesting to see from these two batters, if they do make it out of the power play, is how they approach those middle overs. We saw how Diteko Modiri yesterday was really good in how he accumulated in those middle orders in the run chase for the Northern Cape Heat. Flicked away. And good work on the square leg boundary, keeps it to just 2. So that's going to be an interesting point for me for these two batters, is how they approach those middle overs.
I don't think Iinyathi Malika will change his gears. Will continue to play his normal game, and Nathan Roo will be playing that anchoring role, trying to push the scoring rate up.
Bowled him. Beautiful delivery from Jerome Klaba. A hint of Indaka. And he's through the defenses of Iinyathi Malika. It's the first wicket to fall for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Yeah, commentators cares there talking about continuing with the carnage, but unfortunately the next ball he loses his wicket. Good delivery from Jerome Klaba, bowling straight this time, and middle stump got uprooted, and that's the first wicket for the Northern Cape Heat. They will gladly appreciate this wicket, put the Eastern Cape Iinyathi under a little bit of pressure inside the power play. If they can nip another one here, that will be great for the Northern Cape Heat.
Iinyathi Malika gone for 28. It's 47 for 1.
And that's the captain, Jason Niemand, joining Nathan Roo. Iinyathi Malika was playing the aggressor in this partnership. It will be interesting to see now how Nathan Roo and Jason Niemand continue with the batting inside the power play. Jason Niemand, surely he will try to hit as many boundaries as possible. He's the captain of the side, coming in at 347 for 1. That's a good foundation that has been laid by the two openers. They can just continue from where Iinyathi Malika left, and 47 for 1 after 4.3 overs. That's a good start. Fantastic start by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Talented player now. Jason Niemand has assumed the leadership role now after Marco Murray. Important player, Jason Niemand.
Former South Africa under-19 player, 25 years of age now.
Starts off with a dot as Jerome Klaba.
Yeah, that's a good delivery, not giving anything away to Jason Niemand to get off the mark. And this is the opportunity for the Northern Cape Heat to get some dot balls in. It's a new batter, still early on in the day. We spoke about the ball not coming onto the bat nicely because it's still early on, and this is now the chance to create some sort of pressure here.
Quick single. And he's off the mark as Jason Niemand.
Yeah, cat and mouse game. This cricket, Jason Niemand is aware of that, and he doesn't want to be bobbed down in one end. He's got Nathan Rue there, who's been there for just 5 deliveries. You want to give the strike to him as much as possible.
Just going back to that wicket, Iinyathi Malika. We spoke about how the margins for error for Jerome Kaba are so tight. Third man, fine leg up into the circle, so he needed to be very straight.
Yep.
And it's almost a perfect delivery to get if you're a left-handed batter. Swung away. Push for 2 here, but the shorter side of the boundary, they'll only keep it to 1. It's the end of the 5th over. It's 49 for 1.
Yeah, 1 over left before the end of the power play. Yeah, just going back to Iinyathi Malika's wicket. He's very strong, square of the wicket. And Jerome Kaba was aware of that. Started to bowl wicket to wicket. That's how he get. Yeah, you see, that's a very good delivery from Jerome Kaba. Getting Iinyathi Malika.
And when you do have a player that's so strong, square of the wicket, you don't want to give width,
Yep.
don't you? You really want to tuck up that angle, make sure he doesn't free his arms. In the 21 balls that he faced before he got out, the majority of them were short and wide outside that off stump and angled in towards his leg stump. So he was able to free his arms a little bit to accumulate the boundaries that he did. And as soon as Jerome Kaba began to tuck him up, it was a bit difficult for Iinyathi Malika to score. Falun to continue. And it's a wide.
Yeah, it's a big over this for the Northern Cape Heat. Last over before the end of the power play. And they've got deep square leg in. And third man, they've got a slip fielder. And we spoke about Hardas Falun picking up 5 wickets so far in the competition.
Lost his radar. One on the offside now, the leg side. As the 50 comes up for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And it's an important over, isn't it? Like for both sides.
Yeah.
I'd want to continue and maximize this final over of the power play, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And if they can get out unscathed, the Northern Cape Heat, and try and bog these two batters down in the overs that follow.
This good comeback there from Hardas Falun after bowling 2 wides. That's what he does best, Hardas Falun. Plenty of experience. Played for South Africa in Test cricket. Now he's playing for this side, Northern Cape Heat. They've got some good players, isn't it? I mean, you can see with what they've done so far in this competition, winning both games, and they will be looking to win this one as well.
High on the bat and just sneaks over. The man at mid-on. Extra bit of pace, just rushing Nathan Rue.
Yeah, a bit of extra bounce as well. We spoke about the heavy ball that Hardas Falun can produce. And, just looking at the replay. Hitting high up at the bat. And good strong bowling action from Hardas Falun.
Can't get it through. Good fielding from the Northern Cape Heat. Mutswiri, the man at mid-wicket, making sure that he backs up his bowler.
Yeah, we spoke about the importance of this over. And so far, Hardas Falun, looking at his numbers, only concede 7 runs so far. You have to finish strong. 3 balls to go.
Flicked away. Opportunity in the deep. Taken. Beautiful piece of bowling from Ardus Viljoen. Well thought out. And it's the Northern Cape Heat to strike in this final over of the power play.
Yeah, good delivery there by Ardus Viljoen. This time it was a bit fuller, not your normal Ardus Viljoen length, inviting the batsman to play that one, and he got the reward. And we spoke about the runs that he has conceded so far, only 7 runs, and he's able to pick up this key wicket. Looking at Ardus Viljoen bowling that delivery. Yeah, it was there to be hit, but unfortunately didn't get the elevation he wanted. Hit it straight to the fielder at deep square leg, and that's the 2nd wicket for the Northern Cape Heat. And Nathan Roux is gone. Ardus Viljoen picking up his 1st wicket, and that's the 2nd wicket for the Northern Cape Heat.
A great example of using the dimensions to your advantage from Ardus Viljoen. Knew that the short ball would be the one that as the strike weapon, forcing the right-handed batters to hit to the longer side of the ground. And it's a long hit down there. And Nathan Roux couldn't just get it over that man situated at deep square.
Yeah, the captain is joined by Makomare. He's got a half century already in this tournament, scored 56 and 10 in the first game. 53 for 2, and 2 balls before the end of the power play. We spoke about this over, that it's key, and Ardus Viljoen spell as well.
The good short ball from Ardus Viljoen. Tiaan Kukumur, the catcher, deep square. He's had a lot of work to do at deep square, Tiaan Kukumur.
Yeah, they've saved a lot of runs in that area this morning. The fielding has been good from the Northern Cape Heat, and the energy level from the fielders as well.
Wide. Dimensions are so important. You need to be very smart in how you use them, Takalani, because when you're hitting towards that big side, we saw yesterday how smart the Northern Cape Heat batters were. They didn't hit one ball in the air towards that side. Oh, just straying down leg, and because the man was inside the circle, he's beaten him to the right, and he's gotten a 4 off the pads here. And it ends the 6-over power play, 58 for 2.
This time around, Ardus Viljoen bowling a bit fuller, and it was a big appeal from the Northern Cape Heat. But the umpire, Philip Foslow, was not interested, and the score now 58 for 2, and this is going to be the last over before commentary change, and then I will be vacating the commentary booth, and Mpendulo Magubane will be joining Pila Sunday after the end of this over. The score now is 58 for 2. This is now perfect for the Northern Cape Heat. 2 new batsmen in the crease, Jason Neiman, Marco Mare. Power play has been completed. They can spread the fielders now to protect the boundary. Try to squeeze this Eastern Cape Iinyathi team.
And Skem has brought himself back into the attack. Don't be so eager to get off the mic here, Takarani. You're enjoying the stint, and you're keen to just pass it over to Mpendulo.
I can see he's itching to say something.
He's always itching. Yeah, good opportunity for Enskem and for the Northern Cape Heat to just bring that run rate down ever so slightly. It's currently 9.7. I won't mind singles at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. They won't mind. They will try to pull down that run rate a little bit. At some point, it was over 12 runs to the over.
And the line that he's bowling, Ernst Kem, he doesn't want to be too straight here because of that short leg side boundary.
Again, you don't want to be too wide. Third man inside the circle, you beat that point, and third man fielder, it's a certain boundary.
Nearly chopped it on. And there's still a single to a short fine leg. And the pace as well. Don't want to be too quick to allow these two right-handed batters to rock onto that back foot and try and pierce that gap. Lovely sweep. Lovely over from Ernst Kem. 63 for 2.
Yeah, good second over this from the captain of the Northern Cape Heat, trying to pull the run rate back. And like I said, you will be joined by Mpendulo Magumane. It's time for me to say bye-bye for now.
Partnership between Niemand and Murray still at the infancy stage. Tseponduli will also return after that 6-over power play is completed. I'll look for 2 here, but Kukumur very quick off that square leg boundary. Pendula Mokubane, you are?
Always good when there's a game of cricket happening. It's always a good day. And Tseponduli here will be actually a little bit happier that he's come back after the power play is over. He had a tough first over going for 17 runs. And now, since his return, you can see immediately that protection. The first ball went to the man at deep square leg. Second ball going to a man at deep mid wickets. Already showing the value of that protection on the boundaries.
And in 2 balls so far, this pair hasn't looked to push those fielders on the boundary. Slog sweep will find Kukumur again on the boundary.
For all intents and purposes, and as much as they're timing the ball well here, the batters, Nduli is bowling very well. Just look at the lengths that he's bowling here. Those are the key. The batters, they sweep the ball. It's the easiest way to negate any movement and any good lengths. And now rocketing and opening space onto the offside just shows how much he's tightening up and forcing them to play on the big side of the field. Just like that.
It is. And you got to try and show some intent as well. We spoke about intent a lot yesterday and the different kinds of intent that you can show. Good return this from Tseponduli. He's conceded just 6 from his second over. It's 69 for 2.
You're telling us about intent.
Yeah, in just the way that you run, Bendula, I think if you can reference Diteko Mudiri yesterday in how he accumulated his runs, he showed a lot of intent in these middle overs, but just purely turning those singles into 2s, and hopefully with the misfield, he can come back for the 3rd. And then the odd boundary in the over. It turns what could have been a 4-run over to an 8-run over, 9-run over, 10-run over. by just showing an intent to run well and putting those fielders under a bit of pressure.
It's always that thing, isn't it? That if you're not getting those boundaries, you don't want the bowlers to remain comfortable in their areas. So you try and push those singles, make the fielders uncomfortable in what they are doing. And especially now with the new bowler in, Tian Kukamur is going to bring something a little bit more different. Not much of pace, but a ton of skill, as shown with that first ball.
Experienced cricketer now, Tian Kukamur. Spent a lot of his junior days at the Nelson Mandela University. Played for Southwestern Districts as well.
Ooh, comes in now just a little bit high. Also getting some good movement into the right-hander. Umpire Alwardin Palaka is not interested.
And he has a bit of skill with the ball as well. More of a batting all-rounder. Tian Kukamur made the move now from the Tuskers in Pietermaritzburg to the Northern Cape Heat.
It was a valuable effort. The ball might have been closer than what we thought, keeping slightly low, but going down the legs. And as he goes a little bit wider, he allows Murray to open his arms, and he opens his arm extremely well. Harjas Viljoen was chasing it from long on. No chance of stopping that. Great shot from Murray.
It's a strong point of his game, Marco Murray. Enjoys hitting straight. He's got a lot of power. Dangerous batter when you give him a chance. Just sets himself nicely.
A little bit too full that from Tian Kukamur, allowing Murray to hit through the line of the ball very easily. Much better length that, just dropping it a little bit shorter, and a fantastic fielding effort from Mutsueri.
He doesn't want to be too short.
Somewhere around that area is where he'd like to be, because you don't want to give that slot area to a player like Marco Murray. Saw yesterday, very effective for his 50. Was scoring at 200 in his strike rate, 56 from 28. So that should let you know that he's a man on form. We're playing on the same track. Looks good to bat on. So he needs to be careful here to the Northern Cape bowlers. Really good comeback this from Tian Kukamur. After being pumped down the track, he's drawn it back. And that's where that experience comes in.
Oh, absolutely. Difficult customer when conditions allow Tian Kukamur. And he's up against it here. Jason Niemand and Marco Murray, two very experienced players. He needs to close out this over well.
Oh, it's actually Iinyathi who closes it in the most spectacular fashion. What a glorious pickup from Marco Murray. We're talking about his strengths. Don't bowl it in that slot so he can just swing through the line. And that is the result. 6 runs.
Yeah, fantastic stroke that from Marco Murray. He'll obviously target that shorter boundary on the leg side. Just a lap sweep, really. He's a powerful guy. Any boundary in the circuit he'll be able to clear, but if it's that short, he'll clear it with ease.
Was their leading run scorer last season for Iinyathi, striking at 151. That should let you know that he is very keen to score those runs.
He's got a massive reputation, Marco Murray.
Oh, some inventiveness here from Jason Niemand. Lucky to keep his wicket. He too was a prolific run scorer last season. These are the 2 highest scorers actually for Iinyathi.
Lovely tip,
Smart work here from Niemand, seeing that it's Marco Murray who's having the pump, but also just rotating the strike, like we are saying, is important. Gonna come back for 2 here, well placed from Marco Murray. Really good running this, Peter.
Yeah, that's what they need. They really need to do that and keep on pushing those sweeper fielders and turn those ones into twos. And already they've got 3 from this over.
And it's a big advantage with the ball spinning into the right-hander, actually, where they can use the angle of the turn to actually place the ball into that massive leg side. But it's much better than getting hit for a boundary on the shorter side, on the offside.
And you can see the angle that Teponduli is trying to tuck him up
Let's go, Tep.
as best as he possibly can on that leg side.
Plays across the line, fantastically does Jason Niemand. From the sound of the bat, it was a cracking shot. Deep mid-wicket stood no chance as it runs for 4.
It's a great shot. That gap between
Let's go, Tep.
long on and deep mid-wicket, it's not a biggest of gaps. So you have to hit it well, and he really hit it well to Jason Niemand.
Oh.
And then he consolidates it brilliantly. The running needs to be spectacular, and indeed it is. Punishing over. It was going so well, but the difference of what a boundary can do, inclusive with those twos, and making sure that those good balls go for 1, means that they take piles of the over. They move to 91 for 2.
It's exactly the example that we were making off in terms of intent and showing positive intent. That pair in that over were really smart in how they executed and accumulated the runs that they did. And 2 wickets to fall, Nathan Rue and Ncedisi Malika. And Jason Niemand and Marco Murray now trying to extend this partnership and hopefully set a really good target for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Oh, take that out of here. Marco Murray goes down on one knee and takes the ball out of the ground for a massive 6.
Brilliant shot. It's a fantastic execution of the slog sweep from Marco Murray. Bravery. Sweeping against the turn. Left arm orthodox from Ernst Kem.
It's a great shot. It wasn't even as full as you'd think it was, given how he played that shot. It was a really good ball from Kem, but just much better batting from Murray. Just look at that, reaching for it across that off stump. But the leg side is very short, which is what he's trying to take advantage of, and it's a single.
You got to show bravery in this format of the game. You can't allow...
2 in the over. Bravery, Pela. As you're just talking about it, we get a perfect example to take Iinyathi to 100 runs.
Brilliant again. I think it's Jason Niemand this time around, taking a leaf and a page out of Marco Murray's book.
That also brings about the 50-run partnership between these two. Marco Murray, invaluable. Great partnership yesterday. He's following it up today with another good partnership. And it shows that they're not being greedy. They're still thinking about it. Did you want a single on that, Fila?
I thought he was going to go through, you know. Straight to the field. That's a good call from Marco Murray.
Adding more extra height and flight. That's enough time for Niemand to judge what he needs to do. Slashing it over the covers. A 1 bounce into the boundary for 4.
Super over this from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They're just upping the ante now. Ernst Kem being put to the sword in his 3rd over. And this is a brilliant shot from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi captain. He was there and made sure that he still had to put it away. Great shot over extra cover for 4.
Just a little bit too wide. And too full, too wide for the length, too full for the line. And that allows Niemand for an incredible shot over the top. Really have to be careful when these two start getting their groove on, and it seems as if they've really started to get the pounding onto the Eastern or Northern Cape bowlers rather. They bring Gift Chaka. It's going to bring a different element with his left arm slow pace. They just keep it to 1 as he cleans up his own job.
A very spin-heavy Northern Cape Heat for this game. And it's Kem Tsepuntuli now. Gift Chaka.
Now the problem here is that the spinners are the ones who are going for the most amount of runs. Over 11 runs to the over for both spinners. They're going to try and push for 2, but they keep it to 1. There's going to be a lot of pressure here for Chaka. 6 overs between Kem and Duli. 6 overs, 65 runs. Shows that they have a liking for the slower bowlers.
And I think the Eastern Cape Iinyathi would have seen how this Northern Cape Heat team has been picked. And really decided to attack the spin overs. I mean, you saw that they would have faced potentially 12 overs of spin, and how much can they maximize and get as many runs as they possibly can from those 12 overs, and they've done it brilliantly.
Chinaman variation, one of the rarest finds you can find in a game of cricket. It's going to be something for these right-handers to work on now. It's interesting to see how they'll work it out. They're going more offside heavy, trying to get those boundaries through the offside. If you go to the leg side is extremely heavily protected. That one being whipped to the long on. You have the deep mid wicket and the deep backward square protecting that leg side.
That's a good over so far from Gift Chaka. Just the 4 runs.
Bowling with impressive control. Just on that 5 to 6 meter line for the spin bowler. Extra bounce seems like he's getting from his wrist spin, giving a little bit of a problem here. Finally something for the Northern Cape Heat to just have a break and smile on with this over. It's 113 for 2 after 12.
That's very good from Gift Chaka. You mentioned the fact that the art of bowling left arm wrist spin is very difficult. He showed really good control with his first over, Gift Chaka. And it's one of those things where you're a captain and some of the senior players would appreciate a young leg spinner showing so much good control in a very pressure environment. The partnership between Niemand and Marez with 60 now. And it's one of those partnerships when you look at it in the context of what could be a positive result for them, could be a match winner, a match winning partnership. They need to extend it with 8 overs still to be bowled here. They can really hurt this Northern Cape Heat side with wickets in hand as well.
Here's Jerome Kaba. Starts off with a really goodish length. See the ball just zipping from the pitch onto the right-hander. That little nip back is able to play it to deep mid-wicket though.
He's possibly looking a little bit more straighter. Jason Niemand, you see him just practicing that shot, trying to keep his shape. He's lost it a little bit there. That's why the ball was ricocheted onto the inside half of his bat and took it a little bit more square than he would have wanted.
He's really good at bowling well here is Baba. Really bowling well. Seems like he's also really looking to avoid that leg side, especially with the ball seaming back into the right-hander. Keeping it outside of that off stump is smart. Have a short extra cover here for any possibility of the ball sticking and being caught. Standing right into the square also shows extra cover. Bowling to his field. There might be a chance at long off. Not enough legs for the ball to reach him, but that is a sign of really good bowling from Jerome Xaba.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say that I'd like to see him use a few of his change-ups. It looked a little bit slower than the previous two deliveries that he bowled Jerome Xaba in this over. Jason Niemand not catching it cleanly.
Marco Murray does. Not just with dishwashing liquid, put in washing powder, put in stay soft, putting everything. The cleanest hit of the day. What a shot.
That's a huge six. That is straight into the players' changing room, and it's a far hit here at Supersport Park. If you know where the changing rooms are, brilliant. In his arc, clears the front leg and straight into the players' changing room.
He made a meal out of that, Marco Murray, shifting towards his off stump to make the ball straighter than what it was. He does it again. The length is pulled back just a little bit from Xaba, inducing the top edge. Luckily, the ball lands safely. And well enough, the bowler's not punished for his good ball. Nor how often do those run for a boundary. It's just two.
Okay, he's making his intentions clear now, Marco Murray. He needs to put the gas on here and get as much as he possibly can. They've got a really good platform, and why not? You still got 8 wickets to still come. So this is the time for them to press on this advantage. 37 from 24 and 29 from 21 for Jason Niemand. Both of them need to go now.
Just bowled a little bit wider, trying to avoid that big heave from Marco Murray. Overcompensates, and he bowls this one wide. Smart batting from Marco Murray. That's that pressure that they put on you with all of this shuffling and movement and it being executed correctly.
And it is. He really wants to stay clear from the hitting arc of Marco Murray.
He can't. He really can't. Murray decides to shuffle for this one. Really toying with Xaba here. He's unhappy. That over going for many runs, and it's fantastic batting from both Marco Murray and Jason Niemand after 13 overs. It's 129 for 2.
Yeah, you can miss-hit it to that side and it'll still go for a boundary. It's not the cleanest of strikes from Marco Murray, but he's still backing himself with the power that he has. And even half a hit will go to the boundary on that leg side. Upping the ante now, Marco Murray and Jason Niemand.
Eastern Cape are taking exactly from where they left off yesterday. We've seen only 200 in the tournament, and it belongs to Eastern Cape yesterday, scoring 204 for the loss of 8. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, all of a sudden they're improving. It's going to be Chaka here, though, who's trying to control this run rate as much as he possibly can. So the smartest thing to do is to just leech out as many runs as possible. They run 2.
They're playing Gift Chaka well here. Marco Murray and Jason Niemand, they probably think that he has the variations to trouble them.
Oh, talking about trouble, this might be it. Chaka is under it, and it pops out of his fingers. He's got no one to blame but him. After creating the opportunity, he floors it. Missed court and bowl.
He didn't look comfortable at all underneath that ball. I think he might have been aware or too aware of the two batters trying to get to the other end of the crease. And uses the full stroke from Jason Niemand, top edge.
This time it's a flat hit. Oh, it's a big hit from Marco Murray as he moves to 47. After you drop a ball, how often do you go for a boundary?
Yeah, mother cricket, isn't it? You create the chance, you miss it, and then the very next ball inevitably goes for a boundary. This is the full stroke from Jason Niemand. The ball before. You just look, it never settles at all underneath that ball. And then Marco Murray, the very next ball, belts him over his head for 6.
Oh, he's in fine form. A gorgeous looking stroke. opening himself up.
Ball, Chuck,
There's
ball.
no space to find. Had to create something there, did Marco Murray. It was a good length delivery, but charging down the track makes it a half volley. Great batting from him. Stands and deliver on the biggest boundary possible. Marco Murray catches it as clean as ever. Under the trees for 6 runs.
No boundary in the country big enough for Marco Murray. Really isn't. He brings up a glorious 50 back-to-back for him in this competition. 53 from 28. And he's leading the charge here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Oh man, what a clean hit. Chaka's just unraveling in this over after starting off so well. Could be also that drop catch still lingering in his head a little bit. Needs to shake it off and get his areas back here. Last ball of the over. Murray goes again. Will this be taken though? Yes, it is. Chaka gets his gift. He's been bowling brilliantly. Dropped a catch and gets the key wicket of Marco Murray.
You don't blame him, Marco Murray. He needed to go and continue with the momentum that he had in this over. Just doesn't catch this as cleanly as he possibly can. And he holds out into the deep. But it ends a fantastic innings of 53 from 29. And it's 144 for 3 now.
Just one time too many. Better length, better line from Gift Chaka. The boundary, we do not lie to you, is massive. So he has a big space to clear. He couldn't do it this time. And it's gone for back-to-back 50s though. Marco Murray helping his team. 29 balls with 2 4s and 5 6s. Pilasandus Klaba takes a break. And in comes back Untate Takalani.
Thank you, Mpendulo. I don't always being called Ntate, but I'll appreciate that. 144 for 3. That was a big wicket from the Northern Cape hit, and you can see from the celebration that they really needed that one to bring them back into this game. Marco Murray scoring another half century, and he's scoring those half centuries in a good strike rate. This is there was fantastic batting from him. Now the captain has been joined by Glyphs, and like I said, they score 144 for 3. How are you, Mpendulo?
I'm doing fantastic. After watching that innings from Marco Murray was brilliant. And you raise an important point here, Takalani, that he scored that 50 in a very quick nick. That helps his team out massively. It's selfless cricket on top of that. There was no need for him to go for another 6. He had already taken 15 runs from the over. But he decided, let's go again, because the team needs impetus, and they still had 8 wickets in hand. So it's a great innings from Marco Murray.
Tian Kukemur to continue. Driven down the ground. Will it go to the boundary? Good effort there, but unfortunately, it's going to go to the boundary for 4. That's a good shot by Jason Niemand. Fantastic batting here by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Now it's on Jason Niemand to take the mantle of the innings and drive it forward after losing Marco Murray. He was playing the helper to Marco Murray, but also batting at a good nick. And if you give him any room and any space, he's going to punish you just a little bit too full and too wide from Tian Kukamur.
Come back strongly. An attempt there for a run out. And Jason Niemand was well back in his crease there. But that was a good comeback from Tian Kukemur, who's gone for 16 runs already from just 8 deliveries. That was a good attempt there in the boundary, in the deep. But unfortunately, we spoke about the outfield being very quick. Now looking at the attempt.
seemed a little bit lazy in his return there, Jason Niemand. It's as if he had given up hope that he could have made it back. Lucky though that the shy was missed. Would have been a hard decision to make for the square leg umpire, Philip Vosloo. However, there's no need to worry. Here's Christopher Cleves, who's now here to support Jason Niemand. It's going to be interesting to see how he approaches this innings. When your teammates are scoring runs freely, so often you feel like you have to join in the party too.
Yeah, Christopher Cleves is off the mark with a single. The score now moves to 150 for 3, 14.4 overs. Just over 5 overs to go now, 150 for 3. Where do you think the Eastern Cape Iinyathi will love to end this inning set?
That 200 runs is looking very good here, Tagalane.
Should come back for the second. Yeah, they've scored 200 already, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, in this competition. They will love to add another one. The Northern Cape has been in top form. And to get a W, you need to score big runs here and be able to defend. Tian Kokemur continue to bowl. 20 runs has been conceded. 1.5 overs, just one ball left in his second over. Single being taken. And this is now good for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi Mpendulo, where they are not scoring boundaries. They are able to take quick singles. We've seen them taking twos, always keeping the fielding team on their toes. And this is actually good cricket. You spoke about that 200 mark. Jason Niemand in good form. We saw Marco Mare with his half century. And 153 for 3 right now. This is fantastic batting here by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
We saw that from the bowling figures. It was only Harjas Viljoen who kept a really tight economy rate of just under 4, of around 4 runs to the over. It's shown by the batting by Eastern Cape Iinyathi, who are all just batting at a really good nick here.
Yeah, the left-hand bowler to continue. That was well swept. Should come back for the second. Good running between the two. It was hit hard to the fielder in the deep, but they managed to come back for the second. Give Chaka will be feeling confident after picking the wicket of the informed Makomare in the previous over that he bowled. Again, swept to the same fielder. This time it's just going to be one.
It's going to be an interesting test now for Christopher Cleves. He's an experienced campaigner though, Cleves. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Jason Niemand, he's finding the middle of the bat ever so sweetly. It would be problematic if he had to lose his wicket, but there's good enough depth in the Iinyathi team to try and continue pushing that score. Jade de Klerk to come, Latuga's there, Peterson also waiting to come into bat. That's the value of having such a solid platform with so many wickets still in hand. You can try and push.
Down the ground. Good shot, straight as an arrow from Christopher Cleves. And it's gone to the boundary for 4. What a shot that was.
Oh, he made it look effortless. He made it look so easy. Just dancing down the track, meeting the ball on its pitch. Nothing too wrong from Gift Chaka there. As straight as an arrow from Christopher Cleves. Great shot.
Oh yeah, lovely, lovely.
That was a really good shot. Ball was on that 5th stump line. He was able to just hit it straight back. Umpire Vosloo had to take cover a little bit. Oh.
Down the ground once again from Christopher Cleves, and it's another boundary. Good cricket here. The previous ball, he didn't take any shot. Again, give Chaka, throw it up there, and it was really hit hard by Christopher Gleaves. And once again, just look at this. Again, the umpire was in trouble there from Christopher Gleaves. Another boundary for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. This is now carnage from Christopher Gleaves.
Fantastic shots. Chaka now having to really think about what he needs to do. I thought it was Christopher Gleaves would have to deal with Chaka, but it's Chaka having to deal with Gleaves.
Good running.
Really good.
Good running by these two. Jason Niemann, Christopher Gleaves. Just push it inside the 30-yard circle at mid-wicket and run the first one hard, and they were able to come back for the second. And this is what we are talking about. They are able to come back for the second whenever they are given the opportunity.
It's fantastic batting this between Niemand and Gleaves, especially from Gleaves. They had a man standing at short mid-wicket, hits the ball for another boundary. They rather reinforce the defense on the boundary by moving that short mid-wicket, and that's where he just takes that final run in that over for 2, does Christopher Gleaves. It's 16 overs done. Some maintenance work being done here at Super Sports Park. It's 166 for 3.
Yeah, 24 balls before the end of this innings, which is looking now to be a good innings for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. After winning the toss and electing to bat first, Jason Niemann, the skipper, is on 43 runs. And it has been fantastic effort by the whole batting lineup of Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Oh my goodness, it's high up in the air. Will it be taken? Easy catch in the end. And Jason Niemann, talking about that brilliant innings that he's playing, he loses wicket, and that's the 4th wicket down for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Hardus Falloon taking a catch. Gift Chaka was uncomfortable under his catch, which he put down. The experienced 37-year-old Hardus Falloon looking as cool as pie, taking that catch. Great length from Tiaan Kukamur. Looks like he rolled the fingers over that ball just a little bit, causing Jason Niemann to mistime that, and Hardus Falloon getting the easiest catch at mid-on. It's the loss of a wicket for Jason Niemann, who played really well for his 43. He's gone after 31 deliveries.
Yeah, Jason Niemann losing his wicket. That's the 4th wicket now out for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Like you said, it was a slower delivery from Tiaan Kukamur, who's been under the pump in the first 2 overs that he has bowled, but he come back strongly in his third, pick up the key wicket of the skipper. And I think the skipper was too early on that shot. Slower delivery, loses wicket, 166 for 4. 23 balls to go now before the end of this innings. The innings that Jason Niemann himself elected to bat first. They will be looking for that 200 here. I think 200 in this pitch. The ball is coming to the bat nicely. We're worried maybe it's going to be slow, but there's none of that. The ball is coming nicely onto the bat. And if the ball is in the arc, we've seen some boundaries being scored here in this innings. 200, definitely a pass score in this pitch.
It's been an excellent track prepared here at Centurion. It's holding up brilliantly since the first morning on Monday. It's getting better and better for the batting, but there's still assistance for the bowlers if they're hitting their right areas, shown here by Tiaan Kukamur and Hardus Falloon as well.
It's gone. That's the 2nd wicket for Tiaan Kukamur for 21 runs. Russell Peterson, first ball. Thank you very much. Tiaan Kukamur got his 2nd wicket, and that's his 5th. That's the 5th wicket for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Just like we're talking about it now, Dagalan, is that in as much as the track is holding up and becoming good for batting, if you hit your areas, you're going to get reward. Chasing after that one was Russell Peterson on his very first ball. Really good length from Tiaan Kukamur. Draws the drive. Not really getting to the pitch of the ball there. Swing of the arms loosely by Russell Peterson. Gets the edge. A great catch taken behind the wickets. And that sees the 5th wicket fall down for the Iinyathi. And it's a hat-trick delivery now for Tiaan Kukamur.
Yeah, what I love about that wicket is we saw Hardas Viljoen having a chat, the experienced Hardas Viljoen having a chat with Tiaan Kokemur before he bowled that delivery. We're not sure what they were talking about, but the experience of Hardas Viljoen, you expect him to say, listen, throw it up there, let's see what Peterson can do about it. And like you said, he was not onto the pitch of the delivery. He was trying to drive on the up, and what he can do is just to get edge onto it, and it's straight to the keeper for a wicket for Tiaan Kokemur. And this is the hat-trick ball. Tiaan Kokemur, well, solidly defended by J. de Klerk. But that's fantastic bowling by Tiaan Kokemur and good comeback.
It's a good delivery that from Tiaan Kokemur. Wouldn't have minded if he went for the Yorker, become a little bit more greedy, charge in for the stumps. Decides to put it at the back of a length. A really stable delivery from Kokemur. But it's a good work. It's a dot ball. Pressure on de Klerk.
That's the fourth dot ball of the over now. Good comeback from Tiaan Kokemur. 166 for 5. And it's pulling back the Eastern Cape Iinyathi's run rate here.
It's all he has to do. And now the dangerous thing here for Iinyathi is that Tiaan Kokemur is finding his rhythm. They lost the key wickets of Jason Niemand, who was the accelerator, and they still have 2 overs of Viljoen to deal with.
Good single taken. Good single taken there by Christopher Gleaves to move to 11 runs.
It was a very good over here constructed by Tiaan Kokemur. It's getting good movement from off the surface. It's actually Jade de Klerk who gets his first run off the mark. Now the question is, how will Gleaves sort it out?
Yeah, he has to do something here. Good shot down the ground just for 1.
Over.
That's the end of the over. End of a fantastic Tiaan Kokemur over, picking up 2 wickets and only conceding 2 runs after going for 20 in his first 2 overs.
Fantastic bowling from Tiaan Kokemur. As you can see now, it's just derailed the batting. The first 4 batters doing really well, all batting at a good nick, especially Jason Niemand and Marco Mare, who are pushing that impetus. The team looked good for 200, but now you see Russell Peterson gone for a duck. Jade de Klerk, his new Christopher Gleaves, has only faced 6 deliveries. The question is now, what can they do to recover that great start? The problem is, we bring back Hardas Viljoen, who's the most economical of the bowlers, arguably the best bowler of the tournament so far. The other bowlers have been going for a lot of runs, and it's Hardas Viljoen who's back. What can he do?
Yeah, the experience. Hardas Viljoen. He's been bowling well here. He was a bit wayward in his second over of his first spell. And let's see what he can do here. Down the leg side this time, testing the umpire's arms there, and Philip Foslow won't hesitate to stretch those arms, give it a wide, and this is a big concern for the Northern Cape Heat. 19 runs from extras now has been given away, and I think this is a bit too much in this in a T20 match. 18 runs, free 18 runs to the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
It's a really good catch that Tagalani. 19 runs is quite a lot.
Yeah. Good shot. Should just be 1. It was a good ball right up in the block hole, but managed to play that well just for 1.
Most of those extras also are actually forced errors to the bowling lineup because of the good batting. Batters able to utilize the crease fully. The batters are trying to make use of the short boundary, which is now on the offside, which forces the bowlers to try and find something different, and it induces those mistakes.
Again, down the leg side from the experienced Hardas Viljoen. 2 wides already in the over, giving free runs, and the Eastern Cape Iinyathi will gladly appreciate these free runs that the Northern Cape Heat are dishing out today here.
Especially on Hartjes Viljoen, who is the bowler that they're just looking at with a little bit of fear. Because when he gets it right, Tagalani, it looks really good. The two deliveries which were not wides looked like the deliveries which could threaten the batting, and that's where he needs to bowl for as long as he possibly can. He's got good pace. The batters are still trying to find their feet. They're not too confident on going for all of their strokes. So these free runs are something he should try to avoid.
Yeah, his experienced campaigner should be able to avoid this. Again, if he bowl wicket to wicket, it's a very difficult customer to get away. He should stick to that. Once he tries to push it down the leg side, that's where his troubles start to happen. But his experience enough, he should be knowing this. 13 runs has been conceded from him from 2.3 overs. Just looking at the field, you've got a short third man point, cover and mid off on the offside. Down the ground, just going to be one. And then on the leg side, you've got fine leg, deep square leg, and deep mid wicket, and long on. All the fielders on the leg side are on the boundary. Just place it there. You can easily run for two inside the circle. Let's see if Christopher Gleaves and J. de Klerk will be able to see that. High. Over the keeper. They should come back for the second. We're looking for the third. They got it. Should have done better there by the Northern Cape Heat. They should have only taken two there. But a slight misfield, they managed to come back for the third. Once again, good running, 177 for 5.
He almost collected that and pushed it back onto the boundary. Lucky that he got away with it. It's 3 runs taken, but it's a good delivery that from Hartjes Viljoen. He's been full, and throws one short, fooling and deceiving the batter.
Again, good running, straight to the fielder at cover, but they managed to take a single. 178 for 5. 18 overs has been bowled. 12 balls to go. What can we get here? 178 for 5. You spoke about that 200. There is still like 22 runs to get to that 200. Can they get it? Christopher Gleaves, J. de Klerk, can they do it for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi?
The truth is now they have 5 wickets in hand, which are a lot of wickets considering that there's only 2 overs left. The team need to maximize as many runs as possible, so now is the time for them to just go crazy, try and hit as many runs as possible. Losing your wicket trying to go for runs at this stage of the game is not too much of an issue. You just want to make sure that the team gets as close to that 200 as possible.
Tiaan Kukemur to bowl his third. His last, rather. And good start here. He's been bowling well in his second spell, is Tiaan Kukemur. And this penultimate over, it's very key for the Northern Cape Heat. They have to try and restrict the Eastern Cape to any damage as possible. And maybe they can restrict them just below 200 mark, which will be a brilliant effort considering how the Eastern Cape Iinyathi started this innings.
And it's a very important over, like you said, Tagalani, the 19th over in the 20-over match. And Tiaan Kukemur just going for 2 runs and 2 wickets in his previous over.
Yeah.
Riding high confidence.
Oh, bowl him! Oh my goodness, the off stump was uprooted by Tiaan Kukemur's delivery. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi lose their 6th wicket. What a fantastic bowling from Tiaan Kukemur here, picking up his 3rd from 24 runs that he conceded.
He is high on confidence. All you need to do at this stage of the inning is bowl wicket to wicket. He gets the length brilliantly, was charging down the track, did Christopher Cleves, putting himself in a little bit of a sticky situation. That ball is constantly moving back into the right-hander off the seam from the bowling of Tiaan Kokemoor. That one moved enough to beat the inside edge, but straight enough to smash onto that middle stump and take it out of the ground.
Tell you what, Tiaan Kokemoor is not that quick, but that off stump, tell you what, went tumbling back. At some point, I thought we'll get that stump at the Renops River behind the stadium. That was really bowled well. Probably a heavy ball from Tiaan Kokemoor.
Now it brings Sobile Hlatuga to come face these last 10 deliveries. It's Tiaan Kokemoor who is on fire. His hand is blazing hot. He's taken 3 wickets in his last 2 overs, well, his last 8 balls to be more exact. And now this final spell of bowling from the Northern Cape Heat has really put down the chains on Iinyathi.
This time driven to mid-wicket, it will just be 1. I'm loving what Hardas Verlion is doing here with Tiaan Kokemoor. Always talking to him, always having a plan. And Tiaan Kokemoor, what he's doing is just to execute that plan, and we can see the results. He has picked up 3 wickets already, and tell you what, he's only conceded 4 or 5 runs in his last 2 overs. Another one. Thank you very much, J. de Klerk. This time around, another one of Tiaan Kokemoor's magic. 2nd wicket in his over, his 4th in the innings so far. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi lose their 7th wicket. Fantastic bowling here by Tiaan Kokemoor, 180 for 7.
Oh, it's a rinse and repeat kind of dismissal, exactly to the T, same length. This time not charging down the track. J. de Klerk looking to go down on one knee. The only thing going down is the middle stump. Fantastic bowling from Tiaan Kokemoor. Just go for the stumps, Tagalani. It's the best time to go for the stumps when the batters are looking to go big. You miss, I hit. And he's hit twice after the batters missed.
Yeah. Fantastic bowling. And fantastic workmanship here by Hardas Verlion. You can see they are having a chat right now,
Run him over, 2 left.
coming up with a plan. And like you said, Tiaan Kokemoor, the man who moved from the Tuskers to the Northern Cape Heat, really delivering here for his side. 2nd wicket already in this over, and just for 2 runs. Can he finish it off strongly with 2 dot balls? And Chad Klassen has joined Tobile Hlatuga.
Big possibility for even a 5-er here for Tiaan Kokemoor, the 2nd one of the tournament. Oh, that one sliding down the legs. They take 1.
Played very well. Chad Klassen in the previous game, he scored 32 of 17 deliveries. He can do it with a bat. Can he finish it off strongly? 7 balls to go in this innings. 181 for 7.
Just getting a little bit greedy on that last delivery. Tiaan Kokemoor, the ball's already moving into the right-hander. He pulls it a little bit too straight, missing the leg stump. A little bit too full as well. So it's his final delivery. There's still a big chance for him to get a 5-er. Long on has been pushed back. Possibility of a catch.
This time down the leg side.
Seems like he's hunting for those stumps now.
Yeah, searching for that wicket now.
It's when you start hunting that the prey decides to run away. Now he's just pushing it down that leg side. All he needs to do is to keep at what he's been doing. Target the off stump, the ball
100%,
moves in.
yeah.
He'll get that middle flying off.
Get the batters to hit across the line. That's the kind of delivery he should be bowling. This one down the ground. Will they come back for the 2nd? They should be able to. Good running from Hlatuga. He was the one calling after slight delay from the fielder there to bring the ball back. And the score now 185 for 7. And that's the end of Tiaan Kokemoor's over, the end of Tiaan Kokemoor's spell. And I would love to call that spell a game changer for the Northern Cape Heat.
It genuinely is. Great observation. Tian Kukamur on fire for the Heat. Deservedly so, playing for that team. 4 overs, 4 wickets. All of those 4 wickets coming in his final 2 overs. Those final 2 overs costing peanuts. That's exactly how he got his 4 wickets. Just smashing those wickets, Tian Kukamur. He'll be happy with his efforts here today, and he'll be even more happier that the team was looking for 200 Iinyathi. They were 5 wickets down. He's just said, no, There were actually 3 wickets down when he came into bowl, and he's really flipped this game over. But 185 is still a decent score here for Iinyathi.
Yeah, still a decent score. Hardas Viljoen to finish it off for the Northern Cape Heat. He has bowled 3 overs so far, pick up 1 wicket, 18 runs. Can he finish it off strongly? Tobile Katuka will be the batsman facing. Hit hard, just for 1.
That's what Viljoen needs to do for the over. It's a good start. Both the 2 batters are still incredibly fresh. They faced 2 balls each. Chad Klaasen, the most dangerous of the 2, because he's been playing some really good cameos in this particular tournament. So Hardas Viljoen will just need to be a little bit wary, and at the same time Klaasen will want to put pressure back onto the bowler for the final over. Kukamur had a fantastic penultimate one.
What a spell. Swing hard, missed that one completely. I don't know how that one missed the stumps there from Hardas Viljoen, but this is fantastic bowling. And this is the beauty of picking up wickets regularly, Mpendulo. Now they've got 2 batters in at the back end of the innings.
And it's now the pressure is on the batters because they want to swing and swing hard. Even when the lengths are good, that was a whisker away from pummeling that leg stump. Chad Klaasen has chance number 2.
Again, in the block hole, the batsman can't get underneath that one. It will just be 1.
Mixing it up well is Hardas Viljoen. Length delivery. Now he's gotten this one, looking for that block hole. You can't be bowling the same thing, just keeping it unpredictable here for the final over. 3 balls delivered, 2 runs taken. Great bowling from Hardas Viljoen. Really has been good this week.
Yeah, we spoke about this. We said once he starts to change his line, bowl middle stump, leg stump, that's when he's drifting down the leg side. Can they come back for the second? Another good delivery from Hardas Viljoen. Good calling, good running from Eastern Cape Iinyathi. But once again, Hardas Viljoen coming back strongly here in his last over of the innings. Just 4 runs so far. This is fantastic effort from the experienced Hardas Viljoen.
Just 2 balls to go now. Shatoga.
Again, can they pick up 2? Should be able to come back. And Katuka sleeps there, but managed to come back for the second. Last ball of the innings now.
Chad Klaasen knew exactly what needed to happen in that last delivery. By the time the ball hit the bat, he was already halfway down the crease. Knows that they need to come back for 2. He's going to be coming in to bowl after this is Chad Klaasen. But he's already putting in the yards for his team with the bat. Running for his partner. Last ball.
Right at the block hole. And is that a wicket? Yeah, that's a wicket. Hardas Viljoen. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi lose their 8th. And that's the end of the over. That's the end of the innings. And the score 191 for 8.
Well, strangest wicket there from Tobile Shatuga. Straight onto the feet is Hardas Viljoen. The ball is kicked back. He was trying to hide away from it. And Hardas Viljoen follows the batter. The ball ricochets back onto the stumps. A deserved wicket for Hardas Viljoen, given how his bowling came in the strangest of circumstances. But it brings the end to the innings. 191 for 8. It's going to be a very good chase there if Northern Cape Heat are able to bring it back.
Yeah, brilliant effort by the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, winning the toss, electing to bat first, 191 for 8. They've got some good partnerships there. Mark Homare, 53 from 29 deliveries. And the likes of Jason Niemann played very well, the captain himself, for 43 runs. But 191 for 8, it's still a fantastic score for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi Mpendulo.
100%. 100%. And the bowling from the Northern Cape Heat Pacers was the difference here. Hart just for Leon bowling well. Tian Kukamur, a fantastic final over. But the concern here will be the spin bowlers. The spin bowlers, the only ones going for double digits in terms of their economy. Ernest Kem, Tsempo Ntuli, and Gift Chaka, all just feeling the might of the batters. This might be something for the Northern Cape Heat to take note of when they coming in to bat. It's going to be an interesting chase here. The Heat are undefeated, gunning for their way to the final on Friday, on tomorrow, in order to play the Titans on Friday. But great innings first half.
Yeah, great innings. Pick of the bowlers. Tian Kukamur, 4 wickets for 29 in his 4. Hardas Fedun bowled very well. Second spell was able to pick up 2 wickets for 24 runs for his 4 overs as well. Jerome Kaba, Gift Chaka, the spinner, were busy fetching the ball, but what an innings, what a session that we enjoy. Eastern Cape Iinyathi, 191 for 8. Northern Cape, they will need 192 to win the match.
Knuckle holding could come back for Caribbean tests in the Caribbean
Mikey.
and work with Ian.
Mikey.
He's tired. But he's done.
He's done. He's run his race.
Tired, man. He can't say it too much.
Welcome back to Super Sport Park, and it's run chase time. Eastern Cape Iinyathi posting a competitive score of 191 for 8 in the allotted 20 overs, thanks largely to Marco Moret, who was really good with 53. And at the back end, the Northern Cape Heat were able to restrict, with Tian Kukumur doing a fantastic job at the back end in picking up 4 valuable wickets with the help of the experienced Ardis Viljoen to close out the innings. 192 for victory then for the Northern Cape Heat. Diteko Mudiri and Ernst Kemp will open the batting for this Northern Cape Heat side, who are yet to taste defeat so far in the Momentum Health Challenge. Takalani Nachiaba alongside me in commentary. 192 for victory, Takalani. It seems far, but this Northern Cape Heat side are power-packed in their batting lineup.
Yeah, and the pitch also looks a good pitch for batting. Mudiri Diteko is familiar with the conditions here in Super Sport Park after spending some time with the Titans. And he's got the experience. The captain himself, Ernest Kemp, opening the batting with him for the Northern Cape Heat. 192 runs to win this match. And that will be 3 consecutive wins for the Northern Cape Heat in this Momentum Health Challenge. And we are on day number 3, first match of the day. It's a double-header. And Chad Klassen will be opening the bowling for Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Back of a length, it was just pushed to backward point for 2, and the Northern Cape Heat are off the mark. First ball.
Yeah, nice start from Diteko Mudiri. He's obviously a man who's in form. Takalani's made mention of the fact that he's coming off a very successful SA Emerging Tour to Zimbabwe, where in both formats, the 4-day competition and then also the 1-day cup, scored some really good runs. Klassen. Lovely. It's just drop and run. They complement each other very well to Teko Mudiri and Ernest Kemp.
And they have to hit the ground running from the word go. They need more than 9 runs to the over to win this match. And 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle, they should be taking advantage of that. The pitch might be easier to bat right now. Ernest Kemp, the left-hander, Mudiri Diteko, has been fantastic with the bat. You spoke about how good he was in Zimbabwe with South Africa emerging side. And in the previous game against the Eastern Storm, managed to score the half-century. And Chad Klassen has been fantastic with the bat. Can he do it with the ball here?
This one going across the left-handed Ernest Kemp. And it's the way that Diteko Mudiri accumulated his runs in that game yesterday. He came in at, I think, 3 or 4 yesterday and really just upped the ante in those middle orders. He ran well, and then when given an opportunity to find the boundary, he had the power game. Good lengths from Chad Klassen.
This is fantastic bowling across across the captain throwing the bat at it and completely missing it. And it shows the Eastern Cape Iinyathi are looking for wickets early on, bowling good length. We saw when Tian Kukemur and Hardas Viljoen were bowling, they were bowling wicket to wicket. They were able to get some bowled, but Chad Klassen here bowling a different length to Ernest Kemp.
Gives himself some room, but can't pierce that offside. Heavily marshalled that offside.
Yeah, it's a packed offside field in that cover region. They know Ernest Kemp's strength. There has been a good over so far from Chad Klassen, just 3 runs. Last ball of the over.
Just moving Tobile Hlatuka out from that slip position to a mid-wicket. Inside edge, but they do well to sneak a single, and it's a very good start for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and for Chad Klassen concedes just the 4 runs. It's 4 without loss.
Yeah, good over. First half, and that's the beauty of T20 cricket. No time for siders. You have to hit the ground running from the word go. Chad Klassen did that exactly in this over. Both some good length delivery, and the last ball of the over, it was a bit fuller, and Ernest Kemp was pushed back and couldn't get underneath that delivery, and it was just 4 runs to the over.
Nico van Zyl will share the new ball duties with Chad Klassen from the Henops River end. Talented youngster Nico van Zyl can bowl a heavy ball as well. And Chad Klassen coming in. Pulled away to the short side, and it beats the man that's deployed on that onside boundary, and Ernest Kemp picks up his first boundary.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Mid-wicket region. It was there to be hit. This pitch is playing very well. You get a true bounce, and if your timing is good, you get your reward.
Good return from Nico van Zyl, much tighter, and tucking up Ernest Kemp.
Yeah, I love his bowling action, Nico van Zyl. No complication really. It's a very tall bowler. Should be able to use a short ball to a good effect. The ball coming from higher bowling action.
Gives himself room, and he flays it over the offside. Good batting this from Ernest Kemp. Picks up his second boundary of the over.
Yeah, I know Mpendulo said there was a shot of the day earlier on, but I tell you what, this is a top shot because everything was good about it. Didn't try to hit too hard, just guides it through that point region for a boundary. And Ernest Kemp, the captain, 9 runs from 7 deliveries so far.
Can't get it past mid-on.
Yeah, this time it was a bit fuller from Nico van Zyl. He will push you back with his short and length deliveries, and he's also able to bowl a fuller delivery to test the technique. And when the ball is coming so high up, when it's fuller, sometimes the batsmen are not able to play their shots.
Chad Klassen coming in for the left arm seam of Apiwe Mnyanda today. Tladi Bukako also playing this game today. Interesting how he goes. He There's a recent signing from the Titans is Tladi. They have some good seam options with Nico van Zyl and Tobile Tlatuka as well. In contrast to how the Northern Cape pick their side. Oh, opportunity on the non-striker side, but wisely gets back very quickly, does Ernest Kim. An over that produces 9 runs. It's 13 without loss.
$179 runs to win. And the required run rate 9.9. Currently scoring at just over 6 runs to the over. They would love to increase the run rate, more especially now in the power play. Only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle.
Klaasen to continue. Over the top. Fine stroke from Ernest Kim. He's bringing the aggressive approach here. And it starts this second over from Chad Klaasen with yet another boundary. Brilliant use of the feet as well from Ernest Kim for that boundary.
Yeah, just hitting it over the mid-on fielder.
Can't get past Tobile Tlatuka at mid-wicket.
Yeah, that delivery, there was a bit of gas on it. It was a bit quicker from Chad Klaasen. And this shows a thinking cricketer, Pilasande. When you go for a boundary, change things up, come back with a different plan, bowl a quicker delivery, and the NSK was unable to get it away.
Flayed over the offside. This time it's gone all the way. Brilliant shot from Ernest Kim. He's putting Chad Klaasen under the pump. The first 6 of this run chase.
Stand and deliver. Ernest Kim. We spoke about the thinking ability of Chad Klaasen, but Ernest Kim just come in and said, not yet, not now, I'm in charge. And he hits it over the cover region for a maximum. Good start here by Ernest Kim. And I can tell you what, Mudiri Diteko might be enjoying this from the other end. Only phase 3 deliveries so far.
Tighter to that onside now and just nurdled around the corner for a single from Ernest Kim. I wanted to also find out from you, Takalani, your thoughts about the contrasting selection from these two sides. Eastern Cape Iinyathi very pace heavy, where the Northern Cape Heat were very spin heavy with 3 or 4 different spin options. Just Hardis Viljoen and Xhaka. Diteko Mudiri might be an opportunity. Yes, it is. After going for a number of runs in the first half of this over, Chad Klaasen strikes. And it's Diteko Mudiri who has to go.
Yeah, they have the fielder there, a deep square leg for that kind of a shot. They know what Diteko Mudiri can do, and he just hits it straight to that fielder who doesn't have to move an inch. He was so comfortable under it, and it was an easy catch in the end. And the Northern Cape Heat lose their first wicket. Diteko Mudiri is out for 3 from 4 deliveries.
24 for 1. The Northern Cape Heat. Brave decision from Chad Klaasen to go the short ball route, given the fact that he's bowling towards the shorter side of Supersport Park, that it had enough pace to trouble Diteko Modiri, hitting high up on the bat. Not enough power to clear the man on that onside boundary. Ronan Herman, also a recent signing to the Northern Cape. He's in at 3. Talented youngster, former under-19 South African cricketer.
Over 1 left.
He's got a bit of time here to get himself into the game and assist Ernest Kem in his aggressive way to chase down 192. Klaasen closes the over very well. It's 24 for 1.
Yeah, Ronan Herman joining the captain after losing a wicket of Modiri Diteko in the previous over from Chad Klaasen. And the score now 24 for 1. And looking at this Northern Cape Heat batting lineup, they've got some fantastic batsmen. Tian Kukemur still to come. Ruan Hasbrook, he was previously with Limpopo Impalas. And I don't think it's going to be difficult for the Northern Cape Heat to chase this target. 168 runs to win.
Tladi Bukako. Ernest Kem doesn't want Tladi Bukako to settle. He runs down at him first ball.
Yeah, just going back to that conversation of spinner versus fast bowling of the two lineups. I think this pitch has something for the Pacers. Maybe they miss a trick there, the Northern Cape Heat, by playing too many spinners. But I think the application also, it was not that good. The batsmen were able to score square of the wicket. If they were tighter onto the stumps, maybe it would have been a different tune that we are singing.
And it is a ground that assists the faster bowlers,
Yeah.
Supersport Park.
Traditionally, yeah.
So the more extra pace you have, the better it is for you to get something from the surface. You
Yeah.
saw how Hardus Viljoen operated, especially at the death overs, where it was very difficult for Jay de Klerk and company to get him away.
Yeah.
Good single.
Yeah, good running. Good running. And I think, talking about the bounce and pace on this wicket, I think if you bowl well, you can extract some bounce on this pitch, which can be very difficult for the batsman to get away. And I think they didn't change the pace that much. They were bowling at a predictable pace, but in this pitch, I've seen so many spinners. If you bowl slow and make the batsmen manufacture their own pace when they hit the ball, you can really manage to pick up some wickets here. So I think the change up and also the line and length they were bowling from the spin bowling point of view, I think they miss a trick there.
Driven beautifully from Ronan Herman. Past extra cover, and he picks up his first boundary.
Yeah, second ball he faced. Thank you very much. It's a boundary. Ronan Herman, a talented young batsman, used to play for the Lions, the South African under-19.
Excellent. Just pitched up from Tladi Bukako up to the task, Ronan Herman. Shorter in length. And we saw how Chaka bowled the left arm wrist spinner Bowl at a great deal of pace and created a number of opportunities with the ball. But it was the seamers who really helped Northern Cape Heat to try and restrict to something they think that they can chase. 192 still on this surface, a chaseable total. Well bowled, really well bowled from Tladi Bokako. Might have seen Ronan Herman running down at him. Ends the over with the dot balls, 29 for 1.
Yeah, I think for me there were just few key moments in the previous inning when Eastern Cape Iinyathi were batting. I think the way they used the power play, they only lose 1 wicket inside the power play, so that was a good effort. And then from the Northern Cape Heat perspective, the second spell of Hardas Viljoen and Tian Kukemur, where they managed to pick up 2 wickets each, really saved them from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi going over 200 runs in their innings. So really those small margins, those small moments in the innings really were key for both sides.
Tian Kukumur finishing with 4 wickets. Chet Klaasen will continue for his 3rd over. Sends it down leg side for wide. And we can see already here with the pace of Bokako, if you can get it in the right areas, you are able to trouble the batters. And granted, the boundary was scored off Bokako's over.
Yeah, from cricketing perspective, it's a good pitch for cricket. There is something in it for everybody who will be using their skill, and it doesn't matter which format you will be playing. For those batsmen who can play their shots, they are able to score some runs. Bowlers who can extract something from the pitch, they are able to get the wickets, who can use their skill. So it's a pitch that will create good contest for both bat and ball here for these two sides.
Can't get it past mid-on. Remember a game here in the One Day Cup a couple of seasons ago. Titans were playing the Dragons. Almost 700 runs scored in 100 overs. So it's very unforgiving if you are a bowler.
Yeah.
And the type of bowler you are says a lot on the surface. And that's why guys like, in this game particularly, Hardas Viljoen will do better than the medium paces. You need that extra bit of zip to make sure that you are effective on these surfaces. And it's a small ground as well.
Yeah, we saw that last delivery from Tladi Bokako testing Ronan Herman on the shorter ball.
Over the top. Classy shot that from Ronan Herman. It wasn't a half volley, so he hit it on the up and over. Extra cover, picks up his second boundary.
Yeah, that's a good shot. It was a bit uppish though, but it hits the blade, it hits the middle of the bat, and he was able to get 4 runs there. Chet Klaasen. Yeah, it was on the up, but managed to get the desired results, and that's what he will be happy about.
He runs down at him this time, misses it completely. Showing positive intent from the get-go here, Ronan Herman.
Trying to make Chet Klaasen to change his length there from Ronan Herman using his feet, going down the ground, trying to say, listen, I'm here. If you're going to give me some good deliveries here, I'm ready to score some runs. 35 for 1 is the score. Partnership still very fresh, just 11 runs. I think this is also a key partnership for the Northern Cape Heat. The skipper himself on 23 from 7 delivery. He has been quiet. Ronan Herman has been facing most of the strike in the last few overs. And I think what Herman should do is to give the captain more of the strike here before the end of the power play.
Flashed away. He had brought the third man up into the circle at Chad Klaasen and dropped long on to the boundary, but that sort of line is not going to help him. Ronan Herman finishes the over with the boundary. It's 39 for 1.
Yeah, this is the shot of a man who's aware of what's happening on the field. He knows if he just put a bat onto that one, went down on his knee, beat the point fielder, and it rolled to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, not a great finish from Chad Klaasen to that over. Gave the width for Ronan Herman to free his arms. Pokako. Lovely. Great piece of innovation from Ernest Kim. The paddle sweep over a short fine leg and picks up yet another boundary for the Northern Cape Heat. Brilliant. Premeditated shot that from Ernest Kim.
Yeah, we spoke about this. I think Herman must give Ernest Kim more of the strike.
Huge. Absolutely massacred from Ernest Kim. 6 of the highest class from the Northern Cape Heat captain.
Oh my goodness, that's a big blow from Ernest Kim. It was in his zone, and he can just free his arms and dispatch it over the car corner for the maximum.
10 from 2 balls for Tlati Pokako. He's come under the pump in his second over from Ernest Kim. And he's not going to stop now. This time it's over the offside. A couple of fielders in hot pursuit towards that longer side of Supersport Park, and they're able to come back for the second run. And it's 50 on the board now for the Northern Cape Heat.
Yeah, fantastic start. 5.3 overs has been bowled. They are able to get to 50, having lost just 1 wicket. Just what the doctor orders for the Northern Cape Heat here. Ernest Kim looks like he's in good touch, timing the ball well.
Good comeback from Tlati Pokako. They have to go though, because this 6 over power play is so crucial.
Yeah.
When you're chasing 190 odd, if you can get yourself to a really good start, you sort of control those middle overs in pursuit of 190. They're up with the rate here as well. They've been able to bring that asking rate, the initial asking rate, down to single digits. Can't get it past my cover region.
No, it's a good stop. It was hit hard by Ernest Kim, and the good thing is, Pilasande, they've only lost just 1 wicket, scoring at a good rate. The captain is in good touch. 35 from 22 deliveries. You've got Ronan Herman who can cause some damage also with the bat. Good signs here for the Northern Cape Heat.
Edge gone. Good comeback from Tladi Bokako. And just as Ernest Kem was getting into his work, he's nicked it behind. And Mneti Simalika completes the catch.
Oh my goodness. Pelasande, another commentator's curse. Ernest Kem was looking in good touch. Look at this delivery from Tladi Bokako. It was just bowled there across Ernest Kem. His eyes lit up, went for a drive on the up. And what he can do is just to edge it to the keeper, who completes the duties. And the Northern Cape Heat lose their second wicket. Tian Kukemur will be joining Ronan Herman here, 51 for 2. That's a big wicket for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
It's a huge wicket, and it's also brave from Tladi Bokako. He just went a touch wider, asking Ernest Kem to flee those arms and try and hit it over the infield. He only manages an edge. A Northern Cape Heat captain, he's gone for 35, Ernest Kem.
Yeah, the game is evenly poised now, Pelasande. At this point,
Bowling change, not him over.
the Eastern Cape Iinyathi had just lost 1 wicket. The Northern Cape Heat has lost 2 in the power play, but they still have able batters who can take the initiative forward for them. Ronan Herman, Tian Kukemur, the likes of Ruan Hasbrook can do the damage.
I think it is Ron Hasbrook that's come in ahead of Tian Kukumur. Also a new signing to the Northern Cape. Tobile Hlatuka will replace Chet Clarkson from the pavilion end. Starts off with an edge and over the keeper. And too much work for the man stationed at fine leg, at third man rather. And it's yet another boundary for the Northern Cape Heat.
Yeah, this is the brutality of this game, isn't it? It was not particularly a bad delivery, but if you look at the results, it's 4 runs.
Okay, too short, too wide from Tobile Hlatuka. Third man was very square to be able to cut that off. We do have a spin option. Eastern Cape Iinyathi, Jay de Klerk.
Left leg, not him over 4.
Jason Niemand has also bowled some off spin in the competition. So he himself, as the captain, can bowl a little bit of spin. Let's beat him in on the inside. It's a good ball from Tobile Hlatuka.
Good comeback after the first delivery that he bowled went for a boundary. Managed to come back strongly. It's Tobile Hlatuka. Looks like a slower ball. Ruan Hasbrook using his feet there.
Another slower ball that's going to ride this time from Hlatuka. I like the fact that he's employing those change-ups early on in his spell. He's not giving Ron Hasbrook or Ronan Herman the opportunity to line him up. Short, pulled away in the gap, one bounce and into the dugout. Well spotted from Rowan Hasbrook. Gives him his first boundary.
Yeah, Rowan Hasbrook off the mark with the boundary. It was dropping short and he was ready for that. It was hit hard through the mid-wicket region. Just stand and deliver.
Oh, that's well bowled.
Yeah, you spoke about the change-ups that Thobile Hlatuka is able to produce. It looks like he's very good with that, varying his pace, bowling some slower balls. Looks like a very difficult customer to get away with.
Short again, but this time it was straight to the mid-wicket fielder. Ends a productive over though for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. 62 for 2. Game finely poised here. And 2 wickets to fall. Mudiri Diteko and Ernest Kem. Diteko the first to fall. Diteko Mudiri. And then Ernest Kem will try to up the ante in this 6-over power play. Fell to Tladi Pokako. Ronan Herman and Rowan Hasbrook trying to extend the partnership that is budding. Jade de Klerk from the Henops River end. As Mpendulo Makubane sneaks in next to me into the commentary box. Crucial time this after the power play for Jade de Klerk. And that's a class shot from Rowan Hasbrook. It really is. Tossed up first ball and just banged away over extra cover for 6.
Gets under that so spectacularly, reads the length and line in a flash of an eye. Little bit of width from Jade de Klerk. Tough introduction from him. A brilliant shot from Rowan Hasbrook.
Yes, JD.
Jade de Klerk also one of those players that have come from that emerging tour to Zimbabwe. Class shot that from Rowan Hasbrook.
Yo! Hey!
Push for 2 here. It's a long boundary. And they'll pick up an easy 2.
Rowan Hasbrook, an incredible force to be reckoned with. He was the leading run scorer for Division 2 last season. Almost close to that 300 run mark.
Missed out. Really did. Good option that. Anything left or right to Tladi Pokako at short third man, he gets a boundary. Ronan Herman. This time opens the place. Lovely feet from Ronan Herman. And slices it away to the boundary for yet another 4.
You were just talking about it now, Pila, that if you go through the inner ring on that offside, you're most likely going to get a boundary. Perfect example of what you're just talking about. Lovely feet from Ronan Herman to open that offside. Great timing as well for 4.
Yes, JD, that's a pace, JD.
They're pushing again here. Jade de Klerk is after this, but it's good running. Brilliant running between Hasbrook and Herman. It's the hallmark of their run chase yesterday. the running between the wickets. And it's a very good over. 15 from it, it's 77 for 2.
Brutal introduction for Jade de Klerk, and the thing is, it's not just one batter taking a liking to him, it's both the batters who are looking to attack. They've grown that partnership to 26 runs. Of course, Ronan Herman has a lot to show and to prove. Coming from the Lions, seems underplayed, and now he has his opportunity to play more cricket, and he'll want to do more damage to those bowling figures. Already looking a little bit battered for the bowling side, the slowest or lowest economy rate at 8.3. Great batting here from the Northern Cape Heat.
They're upping the ante very nicely here. Hasbrook and Herman.
Hlatuga went for 11 in his first over. De Klerk went for 15, and those were 2 consecutive overs.
Driven powerfully. There is protection on the sweeper boundary, keeps it to just 1.
To tell the timing of that ball, brilliant shot. It's a massive offside field. Normally when the ball goes to that side, it's an instant 2. By the time they already crossed the 1, the ball was coming back from the fielder. That's how well the ball was struck from Hasbrook. They moved to 78.
Thought he might have gotten away with that, Tobile Hlatuka. It is called a wide from umpire Alauddin Palaka. He went to the T20 World Cup, Alauddin Palaka, which is fantastic to see South Africans at the highest stage in terms of officiating in this beautiful game.
You yourself, Pilasande, commentated in the Under-19 World Cup, which is big ICC event, and Under-19 World Cup is growing in stature every single edition. So quality on the field, quality behind the mic.
It's great that it was at home.
100%.
Trying to attack again, Ronan Herman. Keeping his nerve, Tobile Hlatuka.
Shorter side of the boundary. However, there is protection, so it's going to have to be wary, Ronan Herman. You have a long on, have a deep mid-wicket standing at the cow corner, deep square leg as well. Boundary is a little bit shorter when he goes to the leg side. No wonder he wants to go there. We saw Iinyathi hitting the ball across the line, fetching it from 4th, 5th stump to get it to that short leg side.
It's good pace, good pace. And the line as well from Tobile Hlatuka with this back of a length approach of his is almost perfect also, because he's asking Ronan Herman to fetch it from outside the off stump to try and target this short leg side boundary.
The funny thing is, with the pace that Hlatuga is putting on the ball, Herman can actually look to target the offside and get that pace of the ball to get the ball onto the offside. As you can see, third man is being brought into the inner ring, pushing off, long off.
This is a good comeback from Tobile Hlatuka. Just 2 runs so far in this over.
Can't help but feel like Herman is a little bit one-dimensional in his attack for this particular over. He's looking to do the same thing over and over again, making it easy for Hlatuga to bowl against him, just keeping it on the back of a length outside that off stump. Very hard to hit it across the line.
Has he gone? Yes, he has. Wonderful over from Tobile Hlatuka. His second one. Just 2 runs and then the big wicket of Ronan Herman.
It's going to be disappointed, that one, Ronan Herman. Seemed like he had his eye in, but Hlatuga pressed him, put him under the pump. And this time he was squeezed for room, actually. That was the perfect ball to hit to the leg side. But the conditioning of Hlatuga's bowling, constantly outside that off stump, led him to believe that he can cut it. It came back onto Ronan Herman, no room whatsoever. Clip of the glove as he throws those gloves away, and he is gone for a decently played 25.
79 for 3 now, the Northern Cape Heat. He's bitterly disappointed, Ronan Herman. He thought that he could get that away. It looked like it gripped a little bit, also from Thobile Hlatuga, rolling his fingers down the line of that ball, and then just coming back at Ronan Herman made it difficult for him to cut that ball away. It's a good piece of bowling from Thobile Hlatuga.
And it's always a blow losing that. Again, they lose a wicket in the final ball of the over. Seem like you're closing the over well and you're going to restart your plan coming to the next one, and all of a sudden bowling team has the upper hand. They're coming back now. 3 wickets down.
Yes, Jay.
Jason Niemand into the attack. Tian Kukumur, a new batter out now for the Northern Cape Heat, left-handed batter.
See, now there's a bit less pressure on Jason Niemand as he comes in. He knows that he's now bowling to a fresh new batter. It was Ronan Herman who was actually pushing the pace, and he would have been a little bit tough customer to deal with for a new bowler. And now Tian Kukumur, with the ball turning away from him onto that bigger offside, he now has more to deal with as the new batter.
Dot ball to begin. Slight hesitation, but they do get through for that single.
Those are decent areas from Jason Niemand to bowl against Tian Kukumur. When he can, Kukumur can become an incredibly dangerous customer to deal with the bat. He was such a valuable asset for the Tuskers last season. But this is excellent control from Jason Niemand starting his over. Really good stuff here from the captain.
This is a point where he realizes that he can get a few dot balls in, a couple of good overs, because Tian Kukumur is new to the crease. Ruan Haasbroek, yes, he's gotten off to a very good start, 15 from just the 9 deliveries that he's faced, but still relatively new to the wicket.
Yes, Jay.
So a couple of good overs here can bring the game into the favor of Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Really good start for Jason Niemand. 10 overs gone. That's 84 for 3.
108 runs to win now from these last 10 overs. The required rate has creeped over 10, might be going close to 11. Eastern Cape Iinyathi choosing to bat first, and it seems like it was a good toss to win, and they validated that decision. Marco Maré and Jason Niemand put on a spectacular partnership. And with the Northern Cape even lost their opening batters and their 2 set batters in Ernest Kem and Ronan Herman, it's now going to be on Ruan Haasbroek, who's currently on 16, and Kukumur to try and establish a partnership for their team, just like Maré and Niemand did, to bring the game back for the Heat.
100%. Jay de Klerk switch sides from the Henops River end to the Pavilion end. Starts off with a fast Yorker.
You know, Pillars, the first 6 overs are very important. They had a great start. They were batting at around 10 runs to the over. However, it's in these moments now, after the power play, especially after you're losing the wickets in that power play for the next 5 overs from over number 8 to 13, which will really set up how the end of the game will play. If these two are able to just keep the score ticking with singles, 2s when there's no boundaries, they can make their life a little bit easier coming in those closing overs of the innings.
Oh, trouble, gets back. Oh, direct hit would have had Ruan Haasbroek in all sorts of trouble there. Good work from Tobile Hlatuka to get to the ball very quickly and then release.
Now it's going to be something for the batters to think about next time they want to squeeze in a dirty little single. Fantastic pressure from the fielders.
Eventually do get the single though, because backing up. Full toss. It's a freebie from Jade de Klerk. And Ruan Haasbroek needs no second invitation. Hoiks it to the short boundary. And yet another 6 for him.
The chalet window is almost in danger with that one. A poor delivery from Jade de Klerk. And every now and then you have to remove these boundary balls from your over. It's really painful for a bowler. You've bowled well, you've constructed your over well. Then you just bowl one loose one, which opens up the over for the batting team. Even now, if they score no runs for the rest of the over, they feel like they've won it. Here have Northern Cape.
Strong shot down the ground from Tian Kukumur, but only the single. And yet another expensive Jade de Klerk over. It's 94 for 3.
15 runs in his first over, 10 in his second, and we are seeing a continuous trend of spin bowlers really having trouble to find their rhythm, to find their areas in this particular pitch. The Northern Cape spinners were going at 11 runs and over, all 3 of them. And here we're seeing Jade de Klerk really struggling to find his range. He's going at over 14 to the over.
He struggled yesterday as well, Jade de Klerk. He struggled with control. Just not finding an area of the pitch where he can consistently land the ball. A couple of full tosses have put him under pressure.
Yes.
It's ticking along nicely now. Ruan Haasbroek and Tian Kukumur.
It's amazing what a boundary can do for a partnership and can do for a chase. They seem a little bit more relaxed. But the most important thing is that those runs keep on ticking.
Yes.
Big hit. Hoiked over long on. And that's the power of Tian Kukumur. 6 more.
Oh, that is a brutal slash from Tian Kukumur. When he gets going, it can become a dangerous customer. That's 100 runs up from the Northern Cape Heat. And if they are the Heat, that shot stands up to their name. A hot blast from Kukumur.
This time it's offside. Look to push the long on fielder, but does well to keep it to just 1. Dangerous player, Tian Kukumur, as you say in Pendula. If he does get going, it could be danger signs for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Swept. And straight to the corner fielder.
This is good batting from the Northern Cape Heat. The first over from Niemann was under good control. Went for 5 runs, understandable. Just lost a wicket, the last ball of the previous over. Now seems like they've found their range.
Yes, Jason, that's a line.
Can't let Niemann settle, because once he does, they'll start feeling like they have to take on the next over that comes after him, which will then put them under pressure and at risk of losing their wicket. But this partnership going at 25 runs so far, they need 88 from the last 48 deliveries.
Another expensive over from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi spinners. Worth 10. Jason Nimant over. And psychologically, what's required now below 100. These 2 batters will tell themselves that if they can go and extend this partnership for another 2 or 3 overs, they can put themselves in a very good position to win this game.
Their last 3 overs, Pilasande, have all been going at over 12 runs to the over. Their current required run rate is 11. As you can see, all they've been doing is taking these twos like they've been doing, and Iinyathi just dropped that one ball that can be hit for a boundary, which consolidates the over for the Northern Cape Heat. So if they continue going at the rate that they are now, that win is very inevitable.
They still got wickets in hand, so Tian Kukumur and Rowan Haasbroek will feel that they can still go at a higher tempo here. Good work from Marco Murray on the boundary. It was hit hard from Tian Kukumur.
This is how Jade de Klerk must continue. Started his over well here, but it's always in the back end of the over where the over just unravels a little bit for the bowlers. Wouldn't mind taking a couple of singles in his over. No boundary is what the goal is here.
He's got 3 deliveries left. He's already conceded 5. Hoiked away. Is it in the gap? Not enough. Chet Klaasen does really well on the boundary. Keeps it to just 2.
This is good stuff. Damage control from the fielders, making sure that they guard their bowler. It was great work from Marco Murray a couple of balls ago. Here's Klaasen now also backing up his bowler, giving a little bit of confidence back to de Klerk.
Dot ball with gold to finish off the 13th over. It's Nelson for 3.
Good over this from de Klerk, going for only 7 runs, having been taken for 25 in his first 2. He might have even confidence to finish off his spell right now, knowing that maybe he can restrict these 2 to another single-digit run over. But it was great fielding in the previous over from the Iinyathi. It's actually been great fielding from them throughout the innings. They've saved a couple of runs for themselves.
It's just those boundary balls in each over. Let's just put them slightly under pressure. Still 81 runs required for the win. Banged away. And good work. Nico van Zyl on the boundary.
It was just 1 over of single-digit runs, but such an over is valuable for the bowling team, and it automatically puts pressure back to the Heat to try and maximize the following over, because you don't want to go 3 overs scoring at single digits when your required run rate is 12. You're just going to start feeling that equation rise. Right now it's 80 from 41. When that 40 turns into 30s, when that 40 turns into the 30s and you still need 70 odd runs, you can't not feel that pressure.
Yeah, a couple of dot balls and
Come, Tate.
a few singles. Eastern Cape Iinyathi won't mind that, as long as they're restricting the amount of boundaries that they are conceding from here on in. Partnership with 34.
Yeah. Hey!
Top, but good work on the boundary and keeps it to just 1.
See, and that's how accumulating the dot balls can easily create a wicket. Haasbroek, seeing that he can't go through on the ground, looking to go over the top. Lucky to go over that cover field on that one.
Edge and taken. They just moved that fielder to backward of square on the offside. Christopher Cleaves does well to hang on. And the breakthrough that the Eastern Cape Iinyathi needed. It's Tiaan Kukumur who has to go.
They forced that mistake. They pried that wicket out of either Hasbrook or Tiaan Kukumur. 2 overs of relentless pressure, putting a stop on the free run scoring which they had 3 overs prior to these last 2 overs. Tiaan Kukumur feeling like he needs to fight back to Jade de Klerk, especially given his economy rate and how they've been scoring. But Jason Niemand, he comes in, controls the over and gets the wicket of Tiaan Kukumur. Great bowling, great consistency, and finally that pressure tolls for the Northern Cape Heat.
And it's smart bowling also from Jason Niemand. He probably saw Tiaan Kukumur leave his crease a little bit too early, pushed it a little bit wider, asked him to reach for it. He only manages an edge, and Chris Cleaves, usually with the gloves on, holds a very good catch.
You were just speaking about how they changed the field. They had 2 fielders at that short third man, very close together, so they knew exactly what they wanted to do for Tiaan Kukumur, and it's amazing that it worked on the first ball. But here we are, Emmanuel Motswiri coming in to face.
Christopher. Yes. Okay.
Opens up his account, Emmanuel Motswiri.
Six wickets in hand now with 6 overs to go after this ball. 77 runs. They need 12.5 runs to the over. Ron Hasbrook will now have to strengthen his shoulders to carry his team on the back. After 14 overs, it's 116 for 4. Pilar Sanders Klava leaves us for the rest of the match, bringing us some entertaining commentary. Dagalani comes back to join us. It's 76 runs to win from 36 deliveries. Eastern Cape Iinyathi bring back Nico van Zyl. He's only bowled 1 over. Got hit for 2 boundaries in that first over. He has 3 overs to go. Might see him bowl them through if he is consistent enough. And that equation slowly looking a little bit sour for the Northern Cape Heat.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pendulo. The Northern Cape Heat has lost 4 wickets, 116 runs on the board, 6 overs to go.
Gives this a good hoink, goes down to deep backward square. It's stopped, and it's only 1 run.
Yeah, Nico van Zyl will be key here. Only bowled 1 over for 9 runs. Now he's in his second. He's bowling to Ruan Hasbrook and Emmanuel Motswiri. Ruan Hasbrook is on 31. I think this is key moment in this game. This over Nico van Zyl.
Good pace, good direction. It's going to be leg byes. Oh, the ball was edged down to the pads, is it? Good speed from Nico van Zyl.
Yeah, he does bowl with a bit of venom. It's a tall man, Nico van Zyl. He's able to extract some bounce from the pitch.
Good length that from Nico van Zyl. Really hitting them hard. The mid off is not there. He's pushed down to long off Jade de Klerk. Just hit into the air. Not much control over that run, Hasbrook. They move to 119.
Yeah, something has to give here. Ruan Hasbrook has to take the initiative, and that's a no ball from Nico van Zyl, so it's a free hit.
3 runs for Emmanuel Motswiri and the Northern Cape. 3 runs possible with this free hit. Here's Nico van Zyl. Swings hard, does Emmanuel Mutswiri. Not enough legs. Doesn't bother about trying to take the catch. Rather making sure that they retrieve and stop any form of extra runs coming through. They just keep that free hit to 1.
Yeah, this is a difficult moment for the game for both these sides. 71 runs to win. Just over 30 balls for Eastern Cape Iinyathi to bowl. A run rate required 12.9, and they're only scoring at 8.5 at the moment. At some point, the run rate required and the current run rate was on par when the captain was still batting, but they lost that momentum as the Northern Cape hit.
Going straight into the legs, Nico van Zyl seems to be drifting down the legs. Asking the question from umpire Aluaddin Palaka. But a man that experience knows when the ball is missing the stumps.
Yeah, it was a big appeal from Nico van Zyl. It will be interesting to see drifting down the leg side. And Aluaddin Palaka was not interested at that point.
Well bowled this from Nico van Zyl, right up into the face of Ruan Hasbrook. Dangerously close to being in the slots, but well executed from him. Well constructed over, despite that no ball, even controlling the free hits. Here is Nico van Zyl.
Yeah, he's bowling well, and we spoke about this, that this is key moment of the game. Ruan Hasbrook and Emmanuel Mutswiri might be feeling pressure.
Well bowled, there might be a question mark for long on, but the only thing he found was the ball sailing over his head. Marco Mare, expertly timed from Mutswiri. It looked so effortless, just a flick of a wrist, but enough timing and enough bat on it to fly over the boundary.
Yeah, just a chip, like you said, effortlessly down there by Emmanuel Mutswiri. Look at that shot. That's a very good shot. Good use of his wrist there. And he has to beat that fielder there, the long on boundary. And he did that exactly. What a shot to break the shackles a little bit for the Northern Cape hit. 128 for 4. 15 overs has been bowled. 30 balls to go. 64 runs to win. Run rate required. Still over 12 to the over.
Here comes Jason Niemand. He's bowling his final over. The way the spin bowlers have been punished in this game, he has been fantastic. He has 1 wicket, is going just over 6 runs to the over. Confident enough that he can keep it going here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. 29 balls to go. Dropped a little bit short. Does he dissect the fielders in the deep? No, he does not. Fantastic effort in the field. It has been the case for the entire innings from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Yeah, for the entire match, to be exact, Mpendulo, we have seen some fantastic fielding from both these two sides. They have saved many runs, more especially square of the wicket.
There's no saving that. There's no stopping that. It flies over the boundary. Powerful shot from Ruan Hasbrook, and he takes the score up closer to that intended target. 6 runs.
Fantastic hitting by the man who was playing for Limpopo last season, Ruan Hasbrook. Emmanuel Mutswiri also chipping in with some boundary. 132 for 4. That's a monster hit from Ruan Hasbrook.
A clean
really
hit.
Taking Jason Niemand to the sword here. 30 runs that he has considered so far.
Little shimmy down the track. They are hustling for 2. It's brilliantly placed from Ruan Hasbrook, running with hard effort, but he doesn't make it home. Emmanuel Mutswiri was trying to get back, but we were talking about that fielding and how good it is. Little to no angle to aim for. Fantastic throw. And Mutswiri fails to make it home.
Eastern Cape Iinyathi on the charge here. Emmanuel Mutsiri coming back for the second. But what it was a good throw back to the keeper. And 138 now. That run rate keep climbing up. Let's look at the replay. Run the first one very hard. And the fielder there, left-hander. Oh, hitting the stumps is always dangerous when the bowler direct hitting the stumps. And Emmanuel Mutsiri losing his wicket here for just 9 runs. Ruan Hasbrook still on 43, chasing that 192 runs to win the match, 139 for 5.
Fantastic work from Jade de Klerk. It was a clean pickup. Everything happened in one motion throughout the entirety of the series. That shot is an easy 2 runs. Jade de Klerk is having none of it.
Yeah.
Off balance he was even. Able to aim it perfectly. And earns his team a wicket. It's 139 for 5 now. 2 balls to go in this over.
Yeah, trouble now for the Northern Cape Heat. They are starting to lose too many wickets for my liking.
Hey, Nicholas.
They've lost 5 wickets
Hey,
for
Nicky, okay,
130
Nicky,
now.
okay.
Coming back for the second.
Oh, yeah.
This time they are safely home.
So much pressure being thrown in by the fielding side. So much so that at times you might feel like the batters might make a mistake with some of their calling, not knowing if they are in danger or not. Here's the last ball from Niemand rather. Drifted down the legs. Here's that little confusion that we're talking about. But luckily enough, it's an easy single to end what is a successful over for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Their captain Jason Niemand completes a spell of bowling. He takes 1 wicket for 34 runs in his 4 overs. The Northern Cape Heats, they need 50 runs now from 24 deliveries.
Yeah, 142 for 5. 4 overs to go. Key moment of the game. Ruan Hasbrook is a key wicket here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They will love to think if they can get him out early before he can cause any serious damage, they might be able to get a W on this and have a chance to play that final tomorrow.
The Northern Cape Heats are undefeated so far in this tournament. They're going to have to dig very deep to find themselves out of this little hole that they are in. Eastern Cape Iinyathi really fighting back. They bowling well, and they are backing up the incredible batting performance that they put up.
Yeah, for me, the key moment was when Jason Niemand winning the toss, electing to bat early on. Played very well, they batted very well. More especially against the spinners, 191 they managed to put on the board. Now they're picking up wickets at regular intervals. We haven't seen any big partnership from the Northern Cape Heat from the word go.
And that has been the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Lack of partnerships. Here's Clary Bukako coming for his 3rd over. Oh, great shots. That is beautiful from Ruan Hasbrook. Coming across the line, a little flip and whip of the wrist. And what a stylish way for him to bring up his half century.
Yeah, fantastic shot. Fetching it from the onside, hitting it on the leg side for maximum Ruan Hasbrook. Brilliant batting there. Look where he fetched that delivery and managed to hit it for 6. That's a fantastic cricket shot from Ruan Hasbrook, who will just pick up his half century.
Very little wrong from that delivery by Clary Bukako, making sure that he bowls the ball way outside that off stump to force the batter to hit the ball onto the bigger offside part of the ground. Ruan Hasbrook is having none of that. Shows why he was the leading run scorer in Division 2 last season.
100%.
Great delivery from Clary Bukako. They appeal for a little bit. Umpire Palaka says it was a bump ball. Ruan Hasbrook doesn't walk.
He played a big part for the Limpopo side last season is Ruan Hasbrook. They managed to win the Cricket South Africa T20 Challenge. Brilliant effort from them. Unfortunately, they haven't won a game in this competition so far. And they are out already. They won't be able to contest for that final. They're going to play later on, 1:30 against the Eastern Storm. So much to play for.
Overpitched and gets the punishment it deserves. Was looking to go for that Yorker. He bowls it onto the slots of Ruan Hasbrook, who is on terrific form, and he dispatches that full toss for 6.
Yeah, when he scored the previous 6, you can see he love it on the leg side, fetching it from the offside, hitting it to the leg side. This time around, it's a gift from Kadibu Kako, and it got the treatment it deserved. Just put the bat on it, and it goes over between the square leg and the mid-wicket region for a 6.
Much better this from Kladibokako, right up into the face of Ruan Hasbrook. He feels like he should have done better there. Hasbrook, he pushes it to the man at deep cover for a single. Now they need, all of a sudden, the equation looks far more favorable due to those couple of 6s. 37 from 20. Bokako not having the over he wanted to have upon his return. 13 runs already with 2 balls to go. But that's a great comeback right into the feet of Cole Abrahams, who's just walked in. But he's able to dig it out for a single.
Yeah, we saw when Tian Kukemur and Hardas Viljoen were bowling, they were able to pick up wickets, bowling wicket to wicket. And on that occasion, that's what Kadibu Kako produced for Ruan Hasbrook and couldn't do anything about it. But anything fuller or a bit wide, or a bit short on a good length, the batsmen have managed to play square of the wickets.
It's a good ball. Can't play that one square. Only have to find a way to dig it out. Luckily enough, though, they still find a way to get a run out of it. Does Ruan Hasbrook to end over number 17. It's 18 balls to go, 35 runs to win.
Oh, what a match this is turning out to be. Need 35 runs to win, 157 for 5. I think for me, Mpendulo, Ruan Hasbrook is very key here for the Northern Cape Heat. He has to bet all these remaining 3 overs if they want to have any chance of winning this game. Get a double, go to 10 points, be equal to... Yeah, they will be on 15 points at the Northern Cape Heat. And then that will mean they will be playing the final tomorrow. And they get a chance to play the Titans on Friday. For Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they have to restrict the Northern Cape Heat. These 18 balls, Northern Cape Heat mustn't score 35 runs. And if they lose, you will love to start thinking maybe they won't have that opportunity to play the final tomorrow. The Eastern Storm are on 5 points at this stage. They are playing Limpopo, who has not won any game so far. If the Storm win, if the Northern Cape wins, that means those 2 will go to the final tomorrow to get an opportunity to meet the Titans on Friday.
So there's a lot weighing on Ruan Hasbrook's shoulders right now. And even more so on Nico van Zyle's shoulders. Such an important over this one to see how the last 2 will go. Here he comes. Not a good start. Flinging it down to the leg side. It's a good stop that from Malika.
Yeah, this is the problem for both teams. We saw when Northern Cape Heat were bowling, there were just too many wides, too many extras runs given to the batting side, and Nico van Zyl, fast delivery, it's a wide, it's a free run.
Much better comeback. Really good delivery. The appeal. Ball was hit back straight, getting the fingers of Van Zyl, but luckily enough, Cole Abrahams aware to get back to his ground. The most important thing that is that it's a dot ball for Iinyathi.
And what Cole Abrams must do is to give strike to Rowan Hasbrook as much as possible.
Ooh, superb delivery. Very good stuff here from Nico van Zyl, straight into the legs of Rowan Hasbrook. Very little he could do to work with that. Lucky enough to get a run for the Northern Cape Heat. Very good ball from van Zyl. As you can see, that appeal, Cole Abrahams, much at home. Philip Vosloo, the umpire, had a good view. Oh, gets himself into hot waters there, does Cole Abrahams. Looking for some inventive stroke making. Ball a little bit too full. Might say that it was a premeditated shot from Abrahams.
Yeah, I'm loving Nico van Zyl and Pendulo. A tall guy, easy action, easy in the eye, able to bowl some variation, able to bowl Yorker at a good pace.
Good stuff from van Zyl. He's bowling to the batter. He's bowling to the situation.
Yeah.
So easily you think, let's just continue bowling outside the off stump. Let's be full here. He's showing that variation that you're speaking about. Not letting either of Hasbrook or Abrahams to settle down. And 2 runs in the over is absolutely spectacular for the match situation.
Fantastic effort, Nico van Zyl. Look at that bowling action. Look at that run-up.
Oh, Cole Abrahams still can't get any connection. This is exactly the type of over Eastern Cape Iinyathi needed to set up those last 2 overs.
And I think Cole Abrams, for me, is missing the trick here. He just have to put bat on ball, get to the other end, allow Rowan Hasbrook to face most of the strike. He's on 62 now. He's the man in form. He's the one who can take the Northern Cape Heat home here and get that W, get 3 wins in a row for his side. Just put bat on ball.
Tough connection. It's a single that will see Cole Abrahams take strike for the next over. Hasn't looked too good. He comes into a situation where his team needs him to start pressing on. Doesn't have enough time to set himself and to get his stroke game going. We saw a couple of days ago on Monday that he does have those strokes when he scored that 28. But this situation vastly different from the Heat. They need 32 from the last 2 overs, and it's slowly becoming a tall order to climb.
Yeah. Slowly becoming a big ask for Rowan Hasbrook and Cole Abrams. 164.5, 12 balls to go, 32 runs to win. I think the previous over from Nico van Zyl was a game changer. Very big moment there in the game, and really they managed to do well.
You can see the next team is already getting ready. Eastern Storm. Can they cause a tempest here? They lost yesterday after winning on Monday. They definitely need a victory if they want to be playing in tomorrow's final. But with 2 overs to go, Claudio Bokako, here he comes to Cole Abrams. Abrams, like you said, Tagalani really missing the trick here. He's wasted a couple of deliveries now. Rowan Hasbrook on the other side might be slowly getting cold as well.
I'm seeing a bit of Junior Dala on Kadibukako's run-up. I know they used to play together. Maybe managed to get a few tricks from the experienced campaigner Junior Dala. But like you said, Cole Abrams, really, Rowan Hasbrook has to have a chat with him. Again, another dot ball for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. This is what they want.
Oh.
Over compensating there from... It's a no ball.
That one completely off the pitch.
Yeah.
Can't write those. Those are no balls. And Cole Abrahams, all of a sudden, he gets a free hit. And you'll see Rowan Hasbrook wanted to exchange strikes there so he can get the free hit. but a loose delivery from
Yeah,
Bukako.
very loose. Maybe just slip off the hand there from Bukako.
Cole Abrahams now has this free hit.
Yeah, he has to take this moment. Go for a boundary.
Great bowling from Bukako. Great bowling. Will he get punishment though? He gets punished for such a great delivery. On all the deliveries and balls that can go for 4, it's the expertly placed Yorker. Gets a thick outside edge of Cole Abrahams' bat and he runs for 4.
Yeah, this game can be brutal sometimes. Good deliveries, going for boundary. Just look at that. At the stumps, full delivery. But Cole Abrahams managed to just put bet on that one and he managed to roll for 4. But this is what we have been talking on, what Cole Abrahams must do here. Just put bet on ball.
Oh, not the way, but great running from Ruan Hasbrook. They identify that they need to find a way to get Hasbrook back on strike. The timing from Cole Abrahams hasn't been there, and hopefully for the Northern Cape Heat, they'll be hoping that Ruan Hasbrook still is hot enough. He hasn't faced in the past, 8 deliveries now. He's back on strike. He's on 61 from 37.
Yeah, I'm afraid the bridge might be a bit too far here for the Northern Cape Heat to cross. The partnership is on 27 runs, 9 deliveries to go in this match, 26 to win. Can Ruan Hasbrook do some damage here?
Wild swing from Ruan Hasbrook. Will he find the gap? No, he doesn't. It stopped. They come back for 2. This is exceptional running from Ruan Hasbrook, placing all of the pressure, but he placed the ball well enough right in between the man standing at deep mid-wicket and deep square leg to charge for 2.
Yeah, 2 balls remaining in this over. Now these 2 balls are very key. Ruan Hasbrook have to try and ensure that at least he needs less than 18 in the last over. So he has to score a boundary somewhere here in the last 2 balls to give themselves a chance in the last over.
Big swing from Ruan Hasbrook, but Marco Mare, he waits at long on. They come back for run number 2. Cole Abraham is charging down in the danger end. Fantastic running. They're trying as much as they can now to chip that score. If it just turns to be under 20, that feels like it's going to be a huge psychological end from the chasing team.
100%. He has to go for maximum here.
22 runs to win from 7 deliveries. Last ball of the penultimate over by Bukako is bowled well. Just going for that boundary, which was an unfortunate one. Just taking a thick outside edge off a Yorker. Tough connection that for Ruan Hasbrook. He is absolutely livid with himself. Knows that he could have done better. But now we come down to the last and final over. With 5 wickets in hand, the Northern Cape Heat need 21 runs from this final over.
Yeah, this is big for the Northern Cape Heat. They won the first 2 matches, but it looks like they are on the edge of losing this one here. Who will be bowling the last over for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi? Because this is a crucial over. 21 more runs to win.
It's been good batting from both the teams. It's actually been good cricket all round. It's just that at the end of the day, one team must win, and so far it seems like Eastern Cape Iinyathi, after winning the toss and choosing to bat first, setting a really imposing total of 191 following their 200 yesterday. They seem to have the upper hand. Can Ruan Hasbrook chop that hand off and bring it back to the Northern Cape? Here is the final over. Oi! Gets a thick inside edge. They get Marco Mare off strike, which is Ruan Hasbrook off strike rather, with Marco Mare with the fielding effort.
Once again, Nico van Zyl producing the goods here for the Eastern Cape. Iinyathi bowling well, just 25 runs. He conceded in this innings, 172 for 5 deliveries to go. Cole Abrams will be facing the strike. He has to score a boundary somewhere, give themselves a chance.
This is good bowling from Nico van Zyl. It's a wide delivery. He was trying to follow Cole Abrahams. Of course, right-handers will try to open up that short offside, so they will shuffle as far down the leg side as possible. Bowlers trying to circumvent that issue by following the bowlers. Nico van Zyl has been doing it really well. He did it brilliantly in his previous over, but that's an extra run.
There are only one fielder in the boundary on the offside. That's why Cole Abrams was trying to open up the offside field.
Great bowling from Nico van Zyl. Mathematically, it's getting slowly and slowly drifting away from the Northern Cape Heats. They 150% need a boundary of this next delivery for them to have any sort of hope and belief that they can still make it out of this little mess they are in.
Yeah, brilliant bowling, Kadibukako, Nico van Zyl. In the last 3 overs, they've been magnificent for Eastern Cape. Iinyathi.
Look at that bowling, really good, but it does find a gap. Fortuitous for Cole Abrams, gets an inside edge, it runs past the short fine leg and a very much well-needed boundary.
Well-needed boundary. Now they have to try and score boundaries in the next 2 deliveries to give themselves a chance. Just put bet on that one.
This time Cole Abrams not opening up his room. Normally that line works when they're trying to open up that offside. Stood his ground. Abrahams got a nice dolly on his feet. Now he opens himself up. He gives it a good whip. The man is standing at the deep and the catch is collected right in the final over. Big sigh of relief from Eastern Cape Iinyathi by getting that wicket, and there are 2 deliveries closer to finishing the match. It's 179 for 6.
Yeah, for me, that's a game, set and match for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Good bowling from Nico van Zyl, getting that wicket of Cole Abrams in a key moment. Look at this. I love his action. Cole Abrams just chipped that one to the fielder in the deep and take an easy catch, a comfortable catch. 179 for 5 is the score. And Ardas Viljoen will join Ruan Hasbrook. 2 balls to go. And they need 13. That's it for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They just need not to bowl any no ball from now on. And 13 runs from 2 balls. You can say Eastern Cape Iinyathi has won the match, unless they bowl any extra here in this last 2 balls remaining.
How does Viljoen in because of that wicket? Cole Abrahams got a good connection on it. He was just squeezed for room, couldn't get the full swing of the bat. And such is the size of the leg side field. Great bowling from Nico van Zyl to get the catch. 2 balls to go with 13 runs. Hardus Viljoen can't get the much needed 6 that should have put the game mathematically on for a tie. They now need 12 runs with the last ball, and like you said, Tagalani, the only thing that Nico van Zyl needs to do here is to bowl a legal delivery.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Well played, winning the toss, batting first, scoring 191.
Last ball to go. It's bowled really well. Ruan Hasbrook, he remains undefeated on 70. Try though he might be, leading scorer in the game. Not enough to take his team, the Northern Cape Heat, to the victory. Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they celebrate with Nico van Zyl bowling on a spectacular final spell, and they win by 11 runs.
Yeah, brilliant effort. Nico van Zyl, Kadibu Kako, they are the two game changers for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. After the 15th overs, they come back strongly. Ruan Hasbrook couldn't get away. He's on 70 runs now. Fantastic bowling. Eastern Cape Iinyathi winning by 10 runs. After batting first, scoring 191 for 8. Northern Cape Heat can only score 181 for 6 after their 20 overs.
Fantastic efforts from Tian Gugamur with the ball for the Northern Cape Heat, really doing damage control on what a score could have gone over 200 for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Thanks to the beautiful batting of Marco Maria and Jason Niemand. Ncedisa Maliga starting off well at the top of the innings. Northern Cape Heat, Ernest Kem trying his best, Ronan Herman losing his wicket early, Ron Hasbrook remaining undefeated, and even though the Northern Cape Heat or the Eastern Cape Iinyathi didn't get that many wickets in taking 6, they were economical enough to put the strings and tie them together for them to get the win. Eastern Cape Iinyathi take a 10-run victory as we get set for the next game, where we're going to find the Division 2 champions of the T20 competition, Limpopo Impalas, taking the Eastern Storm.